Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Thank y'all for being here. If you can hear me. All right, good. Guys, I'm not feeling too great today. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm feeling really down today. Let me get all the way to the top here. Goodness, it was a long way to the top. Let's see. Justice for Johnny. I was like, justice for Johnny, and then I was throwing on some makeup just now, and I was like, Johnny Depp, right, Monica? Sorry. Let's see. We have Monica, Janine. Hey, Janine, how you doing? Jay Hughes, Marilyn Irwin, Katie H, Gloria, Tina. Tina. We must have accidentally blocked Tina and Julson too. I was wondering, I'm like, where are these people at? Y'all were in my outer darkness, I guess. I didn't know how to get there. Oh my goodness. Little Brands, how you doing? Diana W, Jennifer Diane, how you doing, girl? Love to pick up Tylee and the one crushing JJ. No. Yeah, thank you. Juju and Lioness. Elsa. Kathy. Hey, Kathy. Thank you for being here. Let's see. KJ. Hey, girl. Hey. I miss you. I miss y'all. I do. I want to be here. Let's see. Trace on the case. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Alpha Film X Team. Hey. Let's see. Linda, Texas. I don't think Linda, Texas says, no, I don't think Lori cares about anything but getting out of jail and being a goddess. I concur. I think we all do. Let's see. Nettie, how you doing? Rombo, virtual hug, back. Hey, Soulside Jules. Oh, I know. It's been raining here too. Well, it did earlier. Not enough. It hadn't rained here in like 3 weeks or so. I don't even know. I was like, you know what I haven't heard in a while is thunder. No, you weren't kicked off again, Tina. You're right here. See? Boom. You better be here. If not, I have it pulled up on my phone or I can get you out of spirit prison. I don't know how that happened. Okay, good. Everybody can see you. Good. I'm coming. No. Scrolling. Hey, Donna. Donna, I've got to get a hold of you. I think I have your email address. It's nothing bad. Well, hold on, y'all. I'm sitting on this. Oh, I'm sitting on a blanket. Hey, Jen.
Hey.
You just popped in. Yay.
I did.
How are you doing?
I'm not putting my face on camera because I look so awesome after spending the day in the sun.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I know. I had to replant everything because apparently my yard is concrete.
I heard that.
Oh, I was freaking like, how did anything grow? Actually, I was
It
pretty
don't.
impressed. It's like everything that grew.
You can make some pottery.
Hi, Angel. Hi, Nettie.
Okay, I'm still scrolling
Hey,
down.
Kathy. Hey, Little Brands. Jennifer, Diane. I know I'm just like trying to
Jean, connect. No, it's a big help. Kaylee.
I'm on my phone, so I'm like squinting because now I'm at that age.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Do what? I need to turn mine up. Are you here? Can I hear you?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Let me back us up. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in everybody's laps whenever.
Juju and Lioness Elsa. That's what my kids named their cat at their dad's house was Juju.
Oh, Juju on the beat.
Yeah. I was like, good. She can stay there.
Hey, Kel.
Nettie, yes. I thought that was hilarious when Tina said it looked like concrete elephant turds, and I don't disagree.
Well, that brings a whole new meaning to elephant ears, the plants, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Sand, how you doing? I got your email. That was very sweet. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me.
What I miss?
I don't know. I missed it too, obviously. I don't know. It's been it's really been ever since I saw Lori that since the court hearing or whatever. I've just been really triggered.
Yeah, I like right when you I think I watched that 15-minute one that you put up.
Yeah.
And then when you showed it, I actually got triggered too. I had to turn it off. I was like, no. So I just like played the rest of it so you would still get it on your analytics. But I was like, I gotta take a break. I'll watch the rest later because
Thank you.
That face.
Thank you for, for the algorithm and the view and all that good stuff. I went to play my I was gonna play my intro thingy again, but when I did it last week or whenever I did it for the court hearing, whatever day that was, let me turn this down. I've got Paul sitting on a sofa, but he's talking too loud. I forgot what I was going to say. It's been really bad. I feel like I don't know.
Probably just. Oh, sorry. I was going to say probably didn't help when you woke up and you had like 20 texts from me.
Oh no. I'm just glad it wasn't like I'm glad it wasn't like VineLink. That's when I'm like 130 texts.
Yeah.
Not you, but
hi Gloria. Rhombohedral just kicked over a bear, causing a fountain.
That is alcohol abuse. On a Sunday.
Of all days.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But anyway, I went to play my intro, but I wasn't able to update the song, and I guess last week because I did it and didn't put it in the description box, YouTube flagged it, and it's a free dang song. I'm like, what? And so it never did monetize the video or nothing, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't care.
Were you supposed to like credit it?
I went in afterwards and credited it. But I got it from my Canva app. I don't know how to credit Canva, and I'm sorry, all this has nothing to do with anything, but it does.
I told you could have the password to my Epidemic Sound account because you don't have to worry. That's why I got it.
That's who
kept forgetting.
Popped up as. That's who it popped up as. When YouTube flags you or whatever, that's what came up. Epidemic Sound. I've had Epidemic Sound, but it's free in YouTube. And I pay for Canva. I pay for my other editing app. And so I couldn't change this. Anyways, I went and credited it after the live screen, the live stream,
Mhm.
and they didn't fix it. And I played it in other videos, and they have, they're cool. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
What do you do? So I'd planned on doing a something similar to that intro, but I was gonna do. I did. I just didn't get to do it for y'all, which was the whole point. It's not JJ's birthday today, but it is the 25th, and today is what, the 22nd,
Yeah.
Wednesday. And then that's when Lori's having her case, but it's sealed. So that's okay. I can't really look at her anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was just, I don't know. It just really like shook me and it's kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm just not feeling like I'm firing off on all cylinders or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, Roxy, but YouTube does just that. They came to the right channel. Difficult. Difficult research, difficult YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, Tina, ba-bam, because they can. Because they make the big dollars, the big bucks.
I heard that TikTok is now going to allow 10-minute videos.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, isn't that pretty much YouTube? Like, I stopped doing TikTok a year ago about just
only
because
did it.
I was so addicted, and I had a lot of, I guess they do call, I don't like to say followers, like as far as YouTube. I like to remember to say subscribers, but I guess on TikTok they're
Yeah,
I had
I
like
know. I don't like saying
30,000.
followers. How many?
30,000. And then I took the app off my phone because my phone kept acting weird. So I took the app off and totally forgot the password. So I don't know if I still have a TikTok.
Silly.
But
You can do anything that you want to do. And if not, whatever.
yeah.
Don't spill beer. Rombo.
And I agree with Squirrel 67. Yeah. That when they went to 3 minutes, like I think I quit right before they went to 3 minutes. I was like, oh no. And my daughter that also has ADHD, she was like, I don't watch anything over 15 seconds.
I can't stand TikTok because it's so fast. I'm just like, what? It's too much. It's sensory overload for me.
Yeah. And that started happening to me too. And I don't know if it's just because, well, I had started doing YouTube or whatever. So maybe it's that, but
I think YouTube does us.
Yeah.
Really. I pay $5 extra, always have, because I cannot stand when I would go to shut my phone off. Or, just save some LCD screen behind it, because they're expensive too. And oh my God, the app would go off and I'm like, oh hell no. No. And this is back when I was just really listening to music. This is before any of this happened. And anyway, so I pay the extra $5 a month. So I never saw ads. I never see ads. I don't know what the hell. I see them on other people's things when they go to, share stuff or whatever. But I think Mom has ads. I'm just
wait,
like,
it cost me $12 for the premium plan. You only pay $5?
I must be grandfathered in. Yes, I'm finally winning somewhere.
Yeah, because I did that because I was sick of it. And the kid was in the car with me the other day. And he was talking about how much he hated ads. I'm like, I don't have ads. And I was like, maybe I should get the one that I can have multiple accounts because I have like 4 different accounts. He has one. I'm like,
right.
But then I thought,
y'all have 50 different Gmail addresses.
Yeah.
I don't have 50, but it's all, I'd forget passwords, and I didn't do YouTube. I didn't know that's where little things brought you until this happened.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, oh, okay. So this is a social media platform that they speak of.
Yeah.
Just typed my thing, Facebook, and that was it. I was a face hooker. Well, I wanted to thank Sand Willow. I don't see, but I see that you made it for. It says for. I don't know how to put it up there, but I'm clicking on it. Sand Willow put for trial travel, and thank you, Sand.
Aww.
That's very sweet, very sweet. And I think KJ did too. I just don't know where they went. I'm awful foggy right now. But thank y'all so much. And it'll be just for that, for sure. I'm thinking about doing the White Tent City, Sand.
Did I send you that document that I found by the church?
I'm not sure. You sent me a bunch and I hadn't dug into it yet.
Well, I found one that was put out by the church that was like finding refuge in 10 cities. But okay. Yeah, I was like, what? I mean, I knew they existed because I remember being told about them.
You were told? No, just those are flag words for me. I've been told, and I'm like, oh yeah, by whom? I did that to Eric one time, and he didn't get it.
I'll get it later. I'm distracted for like 1 second. Hold on.
It's because I feel like Lori and them all over again. You know, like I've been told. You know, like Chatty Daddy. I've been told. I was told. So then they go. They're the gatherers.
Spiritual gifts.
Yeah, and I was going through my old phone, which is not really old, but it has. I've had it since this began, and I can't part. I will not part with it. Like I have another 6 Plus. Also, this is my old dinosaur right here, and you know they just have so much stuff in them. I just don't want to delete it. And one day I'll go back and look. Not probably never. Never 31st.
So
hey, Lori, Collie, how you doing? Sand said White Tent City. I know White Tents. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd put that there.
Oh,
White
yeah.
Tent sounds so racist.
You know what? It was kind of funny because I was doing the Visions of Glory the other day, and at that point, and I was like, you know, I used to think white as in pure and like, you know, good, that righteous type of stuff. But now I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was racist. I really do think so because these people are racist as all hell.
It's it tends to be like there's a lot of code, man. I run across it and I'm like, wait, the Constitution, it talks about common law and stuff like that. And I'm just like, wait, and it's like, I think it's Brigham Young. I'm just like, you know, I can't keep up. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good advice. Old trick, take cold and flu capsule with warmed up cocoa. Oh, I thought it was like cocoa. I was like, Coca-Cola, microwave it, not too hot. It really works. That I have never heard of that before. Thank you for the donation. Also,
guess what I'm having for dinner?
Chicken butt. No, you say
we used to say that. I remember that. Guess what? Chicken butt.
I still do.
Funeral potatoes, and for the first time, Michelle is making them. And I have to admit, I was a little bit jealous because I was like, listen, in the Mormon church, you learn to make those at like the age of 5.
I've heard a lot about funeral mashed potatoes.
No, they're usually like shredded hash browns. Like it's like the way I make them is so you have the sour cream soup, shredded hash browns, cheese, cornflakes for the top, but I can't do that. So I have to do corn checks. And I have to do like special gluten-free soup. And then, it's just hash browns. And then you salt and pepper it. And I know that there are a couple different versions, but that's the kind that Michelle's making right now. But she's never made it before. And she doesn't measure.
You done messed up, Michelle.
Yeah, but she's also
making them from here on out.
So everything she cooks comes out good. Like, I swear they have a special, like, talent. Because she's like, oh, I never measure. And I think of all the things she's cooked, there's maybe been like
I don't
one thing
measure.
I didn't like.
I don't
Yeah.
measure, and I don't taste it. I don't try it before. I cook it when I used to cook. I don't cook anymore. But when I do, and when I did, I never did. I just, I wing it just like everything else, Jen.
Yeah.
I don't taste it. I'm just like, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And he said that it was good. But I'm just kind of going back in chat. I'm very off. I've been off. And I don't know. I think the trauma is finally doing its thing. I don't know. Because remember how I told you since I went to Rexburg?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you saw, I mean, I slept and was just, I don't know. I was out of it, but not in a bad way. And it was not bad or disconnect or it was nothing like that. It was just weird. It wasn't like me. It's not like me. And so I don't know. I'm worried.
I think though that's a thing with PTSD, because
It's
I know
tough.
that like I was telling you that, and it could be just anxiety, introvert stuff like social anxiety, but
That too.
like when I got back from Rexburg, I was like, I get exhausted with human interaction, like real.
Oh God, yeah. I was always like that though.
Yeah.
Like going into a hospital or just to the back of Walmart or Lowe's or whatever. I'm just like, or Sam's. We have Sam's Club. And Tina.
Well, wait, I'm like scrolling to try and keep up this time.
She said, oh, because you may have the Southwest Idaho Grumps. I was thinking that was somebody's username on East Idaho News. It's something great. I don't know. It's still funny no matter what. But yeah, the deeper you go back into a store or something, I don't know. I never felt the like. As I was wondering, Southwest. That's soon. Southwest will be Boise. Oh, I know. Tell her about them.
KJ, I cannot believe you haven't had them. I mean, I can. They are like green Jello, and what else do we eat in the Mormon church? Green Jello.
Hey, but KJ had Mom's potato salad.
Funeral potatoes, tater tot casserole. That's another big one. I know I'm missing something. Root beer, vanilla ice cream. Those are all like the top foods in Utah. But anyway, funeral potatoes are just like, they have like those ingredients I said, and you basically have them at all Mormon funerals. Like that's kind of where they started, because usually the way most funerals that I've been to is like, sometimes you do have like, you'll have the service a lot of times at the stake center, which is also just like a church. So you'll have the funeral service there, then you'll go to the grave site, and then after, a lot of times you'll have like a luncheon that the Relief Society will put on, and that's also at the church house, and that's where you get the funeral potatoes and all of that. But I mean, we make them for
now Michelle's in the kitchen. Remember when I said where you belong? Oh, I'm like, you and Jason get in the kitchen where y'all belong.
Yeah,
I'm just picking, of course. But then I'm being serious, kind of, I'm like, wink.
We definitely, we have kind of different gender roles. And yesterday we were working in the yard, and Ernie was like, he was yelling across the street because he does that, and he was just like, Michelle works too hard. You take a day off. And I'm sitting there going, I'm out in this dang yard all day long.
You're all dainty.
And my shoulder, like I'm out there today, my shoulder's all taped up, my ankle's all taped up because I fell yesterday and twisted everything, and like I messed up my shoulder. And I'm like, I'm like literally out in my yard every day working.
That's the beginning of the end, Jen.
I know.
When Jason does like this, I mean, you can hear, I'm just like, stop, wait, stop. So just like,
oh yeah. Well,
yeah. Look what I can do. I hope Lori watches this. Watch.
It's not a Jolly Rancher though.
It's very shiny though.
No, I
I was
was
holding it in my hand.
yeah. Yeah, I was a swimmer, and so I already had surgery on my right arm, and I actually had forgotten. So I when I landed, I hurt my left shoulder, and I texted my family. This is how ditzy I am. I texted my family. I'm like, "Do you guys remember what shoulder I had surgery on?" And then I have a big effing scar, because it.
Something there to remind you, huh?
Yeah, there's like a bicep tear, so I have like this gnarly 6-inch scar, and I'm like, "Oh, hi! I could have just cut at my arm." Heck is wrong with me? Yeah.
Grace Ann is what I'm like. Hey, Grace Ann, and I call myself that too. Yeah. Earlier, I stubbed my toe on the damn vacuum cleaner. I was like, I saw it jump out in front of me. You know.
Yeah.
We've been hanging out with the kids, and I don't know. I'm just out of it. But I like what Squirrel 67 says. Don't worry, my father told me, baby, it's the ones who that worry about being crazy that aren't. It's the ones that don't, right?
Yeah.
They're saying hold Rombo's beer. Mm-hmm.
I was listening to a podcast today with Stephen Hassan and John Dehlin. It was super interesting, and I can't remember what they were talking about, but John Dehlин's like, and we say in the Mormon church, hold my root beer.
That's funny. I don't care who you are.
Medea, I forgot that I fell, right? I fell like on the live.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, well, this is going to go a little bit like what you did.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was thinking in my mind. Because you did, and you were just worried about breaking your Mac.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, can't afford that. But yeah, I fall all the time in the summer because I'm always trying to do stuff. Like this time, I actually rolled my ankle and caught myself. I had like our planting area. I was trying to like avoid stepping on the plant, and then
they need to be pressed in.
Yeah, I just need to like bubble wrap myself when I do anything.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't.
Oh.
I used to be the world's worst.
Yeah.
Like a ping pong. I mean, no, like a oh hell. What's that table? And you the ball. Oh my gosh, it's so old. Like me. Oh man. You know, it's like in the bowling alley and you're slapping both sides of the machine. It's got the little
it's not the
silver balls.
I don't know. That reminds me of foosball.
Not ping pong, but oh my gosh, you put money in like a game. It's a game.
It's not air hockey.
No.
We have an air hockey table.
I'm going to look it up. It's going to piss me off.
A dent in the wall because of it.
Oh my gosh. Somebody say it, please.
Somebody say what? Pinball.
That's it. Thank you, one man's trash. Another man's treasure.
Yeah, like three or four people. Oh, Nettie, that's funny that you say that because my little nephew was born during the first part of the pandemic, like right when it hit. And so, and my brother is like really, really protective. He's in healthcare too. And it's their first kid and they're like almost 40. Like it took them a long time to get pregnant. And so I just started calling him Bubble Boy. So my nickname for him is Bubble Boy. And I like forget his real name. I'm like, how's Bubble Boy?
Shy baby. Oh, that's how I felt with JJ. I mean, he was just born. I really didn't think that kid was going to survive the womb, like at birth. I was just like, no. And then he came out and I was just like, you know, I was just so excited.
Aww.
And, you know, he was so tiny and I don't know. It bothers me.
Yeah.
It's starting to bother me. I mean, it's just now starting to bother me. No, it bothers me. It's just, today is just one of those days.
Yeah.
And
that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like,
It
it's
really
not
is.
okay, but it's okay that you
It
recognize
is what it is. And yeah, it's okay to not be okay or not feel okay.
Yeah. I feel like
And to just
oh, go
give
ahead.
ourselves a break, you know, and by ourselves, I mean me.
I feel like the best advice I ever got from someone was, if you're having a shitty day or crappy day, sorry, I blurry so much. If you're having a crappy day, let yourself have that crappy day. So
Yeah.
if you need to just lay on your couch, like we've talked about before, if all you can do is roll over to
Breathe.
like reach something and then roll back over in bed, that's fine. Like
Yeah.
sometimes we just need that. So
Right. I saw somebody, they'd put ebb and flow, and I was like, I love ebb and flow. I like those words, the word combination. And it's just, yeah, it is an ebb and flow. It definitely is. I mean, I'm not like sad. I'm just, I don't know. It's so weird. I haven't been able to explain this feeling, but it's
foggy.
just really bad today. No, I'm not foggy. I was foggy. That was the best way I could explain it whenever I came back from Rexburg. I mean, I was just like, I think Carrie Ann had put, let me go find it. Let me go fetch it. It'll give me something to do. First one to find it. No, I'm just being, gets funeral potatoes. Oh my goodness, where are you at, girl? Let's see. How's your TV, anyways, Carrie Ann? She said you took a break from your research, and I was just like, and it gave you time to think and take it all in. Yeah, I
That's
think
probably
it is.
that's a good way of putting it, because we were talking about that.
It's just
because you were asking me about like if I ever, when I was looking up all this information on the church and things like that, if I ever got to the point where I was it makes me
triggered.
numb, and I can't remember what I said, but yeah, you get to that point where you're like,
I've not been to
no.
that point in 3 years, so I'm just like, what am I doing? You know? Oh my God. It's scary to me in that sense because what do you know, that's what I've been doing. I'm a creature of habit. I'm a Taurus, very set in my ways. I don't like change unless I'm doing it.
Squirrel processing is a good term for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely processing. It's like it's like, just like, it reminds me of whenever I was estranged from Zach, my son.
Mm-hmm.
6 years, guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I wouldn't allow myself to feel. That's how horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
so that's not cool. Don't do that. And I
I did
mean,
that.
I've had trauma in my past, so this is it's just so much. It just feels so. I feel like I'm fragile. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think you're allowed to feel that way.
But it's weird. It's a weird feeling.
It is weird because we don't a lot of times allow ourselves into that space because
Yeah.
we think it's a weakness, but
I feel weak for saying that now. Yeah. I know I'm not. I know that but I'm an emotional being, and I like to identify things, emotions. That way, the quicker I deal with them, or the quicker I identify them, then the quicker I can kind of, get around it. But I don't know. I mean, it's like I don't know where to start. And I mean, good God, I mean, I've only had 3 years to start. But that brings me back to Carrie, her saying that the research, and I was doing the research. Okay, I do the research not to feel, not to process. There you go. I think that's what I'm doing. I think that's what I've been doing. I told y'all I wasn't doing it in a healthy way. Consuming this 3 years straight and nothing but, I'm not playing.
I think that is that's why I became a researcher. I think became interested in all of that stuff. But I've never spent 3 years on one subject.
No,
I
no.
usually like bounce to one to another. But if you think about it, you know, people spend 5 years in a PhD program researching one subject, and
Yeah.
it's stressful.
Yeah. And I just I feel bad. I mean, like right before this came, it was time to go on, and y'all know, I sat here for 6 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. I sat here and I was just like, okay, well, you can just cancel it. But then I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't feel bad. It's just so ebb and flow, I guess. Ebb and flow. And it just sucks. And so I feel bad for everyone in here who deals with trauma, who deals with loss. I mean, everybody here has and will. And so it's just sad. It's just, but I don't feel alone. That's really what pushed me to come on, to go ahead and just push live and roll with it. I was like, well, I'll just share it with them,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And, we can't sugarcoat it. And it was just something in Lori. I saw Lori, and I mean, like, here I'm streaming it, and she's right there, and I was just like, backstage, because I put it, full screen for everybody that was in chat, and I love having everybody here. It helps me to process that, because I'm not, when I watch it, and this has been every single hearing, I watch it, but I'm not there. I am just, I'm doing stuff, I'm not there. It's a blur, and I always have to go back and watch, listen. It is, I don't know. I saw Tylee in her face. It's something she did. And I watched it again afterwards, and I didn't see it again. So that was weird. I was just there, and she just made a face. It's her mom. I'm going to see Tylee in her, and it's just, whew, and I didn't realize.
For me, it was just the way she stared at the camera, and her eyes looked black. And I know that's like the camera, like her.
No, that's her soul. I mean, lack thereof.
Yeah. Yeah. In my next video, I called it, I think I'm going to call it Supernatural Lack of Souls.
Supernatural what?
Lack of soul.
Come into my lack of soul.
Yeah.
I just made up words.
I think it's because there's nothing there. Like, I feel the same way when I look at chat. It's like there's nothing there behind that.
Oh no,
it's
she's
not
been gone.
It's something that I think just isn't human.
Oh, oh, that's so. Oh man, it really does suck, y'all, and y'all know that. That's why you're here, because it sucks, and it pisses. It just enrages us, and he was going to be 10. It's so crazy to even think that. I'm just like, what? Whoa. And then Tylee would be 20. This coming September 24th, she'll be 20. She would have been 20. And it's just like, what the hell? And I feel like also, I feel like 3 years later, I mean, not since it transpired, I mean, you guys came along for that ride, in December of 2019. that's when y'all joined in. A lot of people, it went their stories went national or whatever. They went public. And that's when a lot of people caught on. That's why a lot of people do connect with the kids and Tammy, and a lot of people don't connect with Charles and Joe. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
always
Billy.
connected with Charles so much.
There's a lot of people that
The
do, and they
kids
feel
too.
bad for it. They're just like, well, but wait. And I'm like, no, you don't have to. There's no favorites here. It's
Right.
just something in them that you connected with. It is what it is. It's not saying you don't love anybody else, You're not picking
Right.
favorites. They're all my favorite, I mean, I love every one of them. And
Yeah.
and you guys too. Y'all are here. Y'all have been here, and I mean, that's a pretty long relationship, actually. We're on a relationship now. I love having you guys here. I really thank y'all for that. It means so much.
I love what Chelsea just said.
With what you've been through, you have the right to feel any emotion that passes.
You've been a voice, and I just think that's perfect. You've been a voice, and that's exhausting.
Yeah.
There's a reason why people like advocates and those who go into that field burn out.
I didn't know it was a field.
I was talking about the other day. I was like, I don't think I can work for a nonprofit because I get way too emotionally involved. It's why I had to leave social work, because I was like, I will never be able to distance myself enough. I will not.
Right? I'll be like, you come home, and everybody come home.
Yeah. So now I'm just like, I think I just want to work with some data firm and just basically run statistical stuff all day long.
Hey, I mean, but you're needed, I mean, that profession needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okie dokie. I'm right here with you. We're all right here with you.
Yeah.
We love you.
It's all the little things, isn't it?
Yeah.
For Matt, it was when he'd put his hand on my knee, or when he would call me fat lady. That
what? You're a twig.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Hey, fat lady." I just I loved it because it was just him as a kid. He was just a kid. But yeah, it's little things, or hearing him breathe when he ate, because with kids,
did it drive you insane?
Yeah. Oh, but it was funny because it's you miss that sound, because kids with his disease, they can't breathe very well.
Right.
Their nose is stuffy because of what happens to their bodies, but it was always
and you're like, oh my God. Oh, I'm the sound queen over here. I have to name that noise. Okay. I'm like, what was that? I guess because I'm jumpy because of trauma. I mean, it has not gotten better. And so I'm like, wait, what's that sound? What is that? What's that making that noise? I can pinpoint it. And until I finally got on the same level with Jason, and I was like, look, it's not that you're making noise or anybody's making noise. It's just I need to identify it and put it in my little file. And then I can name that sound. Okay. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't get on my nerves. It's weird. I'm weird in that sense.
Michelle has that where chewing, she can't stand to hear people chew. There's a name for it.
Mama, she's like, she grew up on a farm. Okay. And she's like, it reminds me when the horse, they would sit there and just eat the corn. Couldn't chew ice or nothing around her.
Yeah, that's how it is. And I feel bad because the kids have allergies, so they're loud when they eat. And then because I have that swallowing issue. And so
I do too. So,
yeah.
But I've been doing some research on the vagus nerve, y'all. I really think I'm prime candidate for that. I'm like, I'm not one of those people that'll even watch an infomercial, and it wasn't even an infomercial, but I won't read what's on the package of, your medicine from the pharmacy or whatever. Hell no, because I'll freak myself out. I'll be like, y'all, though, funny story, not gonna lie, this will kind of explain why I went through my first divorce. Oh my God. Anyways, he was a foul. I just call it a foul because I married him. He was my high school sweetheart. This is my son's father. He told me one day his ovaries hurt, and I was like,
wow.
Wow, I didn't know. Cool. Oh my God. I mean, we were married. I was like, well, damn. I don't know a whole lot, but you don't have ovaries, Randy.
Yeah.
It's always my name, Randy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a little ditty about my ex.
Unless he was intersex, and then I guess he could have
No,
it.
he was
But
just
he was just weird.
he was weird, or kind of not a full box of crayons. I don't know.
Oh God, that's like a perfect way. Not a full box of crayons.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. And then well, Ashlyn's dad, he would always he was so OCD, y'all. He was so OCD. And oh gosh. Somebody's squirrel said, "Look, that happened to me." Oh, laugh out loud, that happened to me. Oops. What? I'm married? I know, right? But yeah, my daughter's dad, he was so OCD. And so me and my best friend, we are some little turds, okay? I'm not even playing. We used to be some little just bitches. And anyway, so he would come home from work and he would walk into the kitchen, and I'd just be holding the baby or whatever. I wouldn't just shove him, here, and so I'd let him just kind of come in and relax or whatever. And so we would just let's play a game, right? And so we would take pillows from the couch and we would just go and just throw, on the living room floor or whatever, just the couch pillows. And he would walk into the living room and he would pick it up and he would put it back. And I don't like the way he put the pillows on the couch. Okay. So there's my insanity. Anyways. And so he would walk back out and we'd be like, my best friend's name is Terry also. And, anyways, we did this all the time and we were just like, we would die laughing. I miss that. Not that, you know what I mean? Not anybody from my past. As far as that, anyways, I was a turd. I like to joke.
That's how.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did. You did. A lot of people had a hard time. And so what is up? I never did look up the term of whatever the hell that is she was wearing. I'm gonna look it up while you talk.
A shirt? What do you mean? What was she wearing?
I'm going to find it.
Was it the other day or was it in Rexburg? Like when you were in Rexburg?
Like KJ said, she looked like Count Dracula or whatever, a vampire. Freaking, she looked like she borrowed Melanie Gibbs. So it wasn't just me that was triggered. Okay, that's really cool. It makes me feel better. Like me too. A Dracula cape, yeah. Thank you, little brand.
Really was wearing that?
Yeah. It looked like she was going to a damn Mardi Gras ball. Just saying.
I just couldn't get over her eyes. Like I just kept staring at him and I was like, okay, I gotta stop because this
couldn't. I was backstage and so we weren't on here, and I turned my my camera off or whatever, and like I couldn't look at her. I was reading comments and she was right there, right next to the comments. And so I did everything I could to just focus on the comments. And I mean, I even typed, you know, I was even commenting in with everybody else, and that's not like me, you know. Usually I'll smoke a cigarette or something. But not that day. Not that day. You guys were my saving grace. And I was just, everybody's so smart, you know. And my thing was, why wasn't Chad there? Why was he not there? I don't think she wants him. I've been saying that. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Hi, Hobie Cat.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen you for a while. Are we just missing each other?
Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Ooh, I'm sorry I clicked that. But laugh out loud. Me too. Smoke them if you got them. I don't know if it's against. Thank you so much. It's 2 of my 3 favorite ladies, Amy being the 3rd. I miss Amy. Yeah. Is this Amy? Is this Amy? No, just kidding. I hope you're well. I'm glad to catch you I'm glad you're here too. Thank you so much. That is so generous. And oh, God dang it. I don't know. It's not necessary, but it's appreciated. I'm getting better at saying thank you.
Yes. We're trying to teach her all this.
It's hard. This all comes from the same ladies that also don't know how to take a compliment. We're all the same in that way. Maybe his chin fell.
Does he get you though? Like, I mean, I would think if anything that, okay, let's say it's not Lori, like that's definitely a good theory, but I would say his attorney would probably say, don't do it.
That's what I was thinking. Me and Jason, you know, we were talking about it. I was taking a bath earlier, and Pryor don't want him. I'm like, I wonder if Pryor even told him, you know. He's probably like, hell no, she ain't putting she's not gonna lock eyes with him and suck. Well, there's nothing else. There's no soul left to suck out of him either. And anyways, we got her. I'm trying to look. Let me look. Shawl.
Yeah.
Another word for shawl. I don't know what it's called. It's like a jacket.
I think maybe also it's interesting to me because I'm wondering, like, did she realize that her discerning of spirits gift was off a bit? Like for her and for Chad? Did she, you know?
She's not. She is like, I just think this is what she does. I don't think she ever loved Chad. She just used them like everybody's a tool to her.
I think he did the same though.
I do too. It's like, what do you do when Alpha meets Omega or whatever? No, neither. Bleh. Y'all know me and my bad analogies. I've been doing it for a long time. But when I get a good one, they're good.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think they both, that's why they had that connection, was just they both, like I've said, I mean, I don't know. I actually, like, if I had to put my hand on it, I don't like talking about the diagnosis thing, but I would say she's got religious delusional disorder, if anything.
I think, and she's also the NPD. I really feel like she's narcissistic, big time.
Well, you know, I was doing some research, and I can't remember. It could have been today because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts while I've been working in the yard, and they talked about like this competitive thread, I guess, this common competitive thread. Like, if I have a really interesting experience, like if I see Jesus in the temple.
That's what the pissing contest is, what I call it.
Yes, exactly.
But that's me and my little, or a whatever measuring contest, you know, seeing who, yeah. Somebody said that to Dan Abrams the other night. I was watching Dan Abrams read comments, and he said something about the pee-pee tape. he was reading the comment and he was like, "What do you mean by PP tape?" And Jason came in the room and I was like, "Watch this, it's funny." You know, I rewinded it and he was like, "PP tape, Risha." And I was like, "Oh, duh." It just, it so went over my head. Big time. A
I don't know
PP
who that
measuring
is.
tape, a PP measuring tape. I'm sorry, I didn't give you the whole thing. That's why.
Oh,
Oh, that didn't sound good either. Yeah, don't listen to me.
Brianna, I tell my head all the time.
It was
Just,
like this. It was something similar to that,
oh, a
except it
bolero.
went all up on her. It was like, you know, like a colored. Yeah, and I mean, I would just think I didn't know that so much went into how they dress. You know, the baby blue triggered everybody too, though. But she's always cold. That's why she was squirmy. I'll tell you that right now.
I
She was
bet.
cold.
Yeah.
So, what is that called? What is this called?
It's a bolero.
Bolero. Oh, okay. I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I work in fashion, i.e., I used to be I used
Oh,
to be
that's right.
a clothing store.
Hey, you know,
But it's kind of funny because a bolero isn't really
everybody's saying a bolero. I feel
yeah,
like I need to type it in or something.
for someone like Lori.
Get in on the action. The bolero sounds like a Valero at Valero stores. Jason got me earlier, y'all. He said we have a friend named Brent, and he said, "Oh, Brent got robbed earlier," and I was like, and I don't like, I freeze, right? And so I'm like, you know, I turn and look at him. I'm like, "Is he okay?" And he's just like, "Oh hell, I'm gonna mess it up." But he said, I don't want to mess it up. It's too good. Something about going to the gas pumps. He got robbed. That's
Oh,
not funny. I was like, ooh, you know, God dang it, Jason. Urgh. It's just today. I'm telling you, just today. I'm extra super duper traumatized.
the Anna Delvey story, I just found this funny, tastefully frugal.
That's cool.
I couldn't watch that because of the voice. Like, I started it and I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like, but I heard the person that played that part was really, really good. And I think
I don't even know who that is. So I'm like,
she was the one, and I could be wrong, but because you know how I don't watch TV and I have no idea what pop culture is, but I think she was the one that she basically scammed all these rich people. Like, they gave her a ton of money, like she was a house sitter or something. I'm totally screwing it up. Someone else knows. And yeah, I just
what's leaking out?
I don't understand the whole like they can be dressed thing.
Well,
And
I don't care. I
people
mean,
are
I get
looking,
it because let her have her damn catwalk. I'm telling you, I will buy her clothes. I will go dress her. I'll get her the best damn makeup this side of Satan. I'm joking. That don't even make sense. But anyways, you know what I mean. I'll do anything. I'll send her tampons for her to curl her hair in extra.
yeah.
Joking again, but I mean, I don't know. It's like, would we have felt better if she was in prison garb or whatever?
Probably
She didn't
not.
trick me like this when I saw her. I mean, I could have got up and smacked the shit out of her.
It's different.
And this was different. I don't know why it's different.
Meds could be
No, for me,
was
I
blinking
don't.
a lot. Oh well, just the fact that she looked different. But someone was saying she was blinking a lot, and I didn't notice that because I was too busy going, "Holy shit! Did her eyes turn black? Are those colored contacts?" Like, oh, Jason,
That's
cops
what
out
he
there,
told me. I will fuck. Oh,
they
oh my
can.
god. Oh, I'm so. I can't believe I almost said. I kind of almost did. I kind of said that. I'm sorry, guys. That's not, I totally didn't mean to. Oh my gosh. But it was, yeah. God dang it, Jason.
Thanks, Chelsea.
You got me dropping F-bombs and stuff on accident.
I just want you to know that I have been trying very hard to watch my mouth ever since I heard Larry say he wanted to wash it out with soap. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you watched. So I will start watching what I say.
Thank you, KJ.
Oh, you can bet they give her constipation.
Oh,
that's one of the biggest
there does
things in a hospital, because I get constipated because of flu. Why not just tell you everything about me? Because it's celiac. Like, basically the reason why I have a swelling problem and all of that is because celiac kind of ruined all my nerves, like in my digestive system. But anyway, I was asking my brother for help because he's in healthcare, and I was like, what can I do? Like, I cannot take a crap. It's been 3 weeks. And he's like, well, at the hospital, we automatically order Senna for all of the patients, because those antipsychotics and those type of meds, they will totally give you constipation. So I think KJ has it right on.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I like that too. I thought about that too.
Her clothes out of a box that is stored at the jail. If nothing fits her, she gets to wear orange and white. No one can send her clothes or makeup. Interesting. Thank you.
That actually makes me smile a little.
I know she's in them right now. And that makes me smile. That makes me feel safe. I know that, I mean, they may win and I have to keep telling myself that it may seem like they're winning, but they're only winning these small little battles, not the war, you know. I mean, that's already made up in my mind. I know that, but I just didn't expect to feel the way I feel. I have been clinging on to, which is the same. I'm sorry, I will finish the sentence. In this millennia. No, but like when I was estranged from my son, and I wouldn't allow myself to feel, I really would just flip it off, like just I don't know what I did, but I became a workaholic, and I lost like 50 pounds, y'all, because it was physical work and I enjoyed it and I got paid really well, and I don't know, I don't know. And so I just dove into that. And so it's like, you know, things transform. You know, I used to go out and party my behonkus off. And now I'm like, ew. You know, I don't know. And it's like things I used to do. I used to think I was a social butterfly. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm so outgoing. I always thought I was outgoing. And then I stopped doing, you know, going to the bars and drinking and all that. And I was just like, ew, people. Still, you want me to go in there, you know, for how long? And then I was like, thinking to myself, you are in fact not a social butterfly. It was the alcohol. Right, Rombo? I'm just messing with you, Rombo. Oh, man. It just made me wonder, you know, like why Chad wasn't there. And then how I've started thinking back about how Lori was, you know, watching from her, the mental place, the mental ward. I'm just going to call it a mental ward because I can't think of another word right now.
Psychiatric facility.
Yeah, I don't have enough for all that. But, and I mean, I'm almost to the point. I'm okay with her going back to the institution where, hey girl. I think, okay, it's this gal. Okay. I'm like, I think it's a girl. Sorry. I'm okay with like, just let her stay at the IDHW. Okay.
I heard it sucks anyway. I mean,
let her stay there.
Run by them.
Competent. let her build her confidence up, you know, let her just feed that, oh my God, that's what they feed off of. Right. And so give her the damn sweet
I
compartment.
don't know. I think that
Thank
that
you,
place
Darlene.
probably because she's into all that energy healing and herbal shit and
Yeah.
all of that going. I think that was probably hard for her just because she doesn't believe, she's an anti-vaxxer. Like all of these things that you've told me and that I've learned about her, like that's like for her, it would be like prison kind of. All I tell myself is
she's just going to do it. Yeah.
She is, I know we all get impatient and everything, but I think, yes, make sure if anything, like be like over or like more careful than you
Super
would.
sure.
Like,
Super
when
sure.
when the verdict comes down, I don't want all of these stupid appeals, like, ineffective counsel or like this or that. Like I want the judge to be like, no, you had all of this. Your rights were not violated ever.
Right.
Because I don't want like to see the pain, which I know it never ends. Like I know it will never end for your family or
It's got to.
but at the same time, it's like to have to go to Idaho, like because she's appealed this or she's appealed that or Chad's
right.
like they already will. Like Pryor's gonna try and like everything he can because he can't really argue based on.
I mean, he can, quite frankly.
Quite honestly, Your Honor.
Quite honestly, and quite frankly.
Yeah.
He feels he's entitled to. I found another lawyer last night on YouTube, and she is freaking amazes balls, y'all. Really? I was like, who is she? I've never heard of her before. I'm gonna have to go look at my playlist real quick. Y'all know me. But I mean, ran across her, and I mean, she was on point. I was like, wow. I mean, it's not to take place of anybody else, any of our other lawyers here. It's just to add. We need all the help we can get. But I haven't looked in her playlist or whatever, and there's nothing on this case. Go to your history, Kresha. Talk me down. Talk me through it. Let's see.
KJ, I totally hope so. I want to see her go down for Charles too.
Yeah. I don't feel like I don't want to put my hopes there. I mean, I'm not being negative. I'm a realist, and no, we love her too, though. Not Natalie Lawyer Chick.
Natalie Lawyer Chick and Emily Baker
that's her. Emily D. Baker.
Yep. She's awesome.
She was just, and I was like, wow. How's that bird tweeting right there? It's dark.
No.
You don't hear it?
I can hear it. I thought it was my dumb bird.
Or my cuckoo.
But yeah, Natalie Lawyer Chick is, she's awesome.
Yeah, Jen and I went on her, well, Jen did a, what do you call it?
Well, you and I both did.
A collab. I know. But you invited me. And so I was just like, so tired. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but the trauma and then having to talk through the microphone and your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. I talk over everybody and I feel like an idiot, So I apologize for that.
You don't have media training like a lot of other people do.
Well, but I mean, my mama raised me better, and we used to not do that. It just, I feel like it's the last time I'm going to be able to talk and or talk to that person about it. Like, I don't know what it is. My uncle, when we went and visited him last weekend, Uncle Bobby, he's the same way. And I'm just like, well, I can't talk today, you know, but that's okay. It's like I recognize these things and I'm just like, okay, you gotta just, I'm having to retrain myself, like, that it's okay to slow down. It's okay, you know, if I don't have any, you know, like I want to show y'all something and I don't have it right then. I put a lot of pressure on myself. That's just me.
Yeah.
And I don't need to do that. Nobody needs to do that. Like
Yeah.
Nettie says, self-care. And like Jen says, self-care.
It's
Or
so
actually,
important.
you're the first person that, when you said self-care, I was like, what is it? I was thinking to myself, what the hell is self-care?
And I have 20 years of therapy to thank for, for those little
God bless
insights.
your therapist.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, I can't remember what I was complaining about this week, but like my family has a group text. Oh, I was freaking out over school.
I hate group text.
And I was going off, you know, and they were like, well, what about this? And I'm like, no, my life will be over. And like panicking. And I was like, my therapist isn't here this week. She's on vacation. So you guys are
you gotta slow your roll.
Yeah. I'm like, even though you're like half the reason why I'm in therapy.
Ration yourself, damn it. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. Also I am working on a compilation though, not with anybody. Just me, Julie Rowe, and old Eric Smith. But and a bird. But like just compiling it all together. And because the way I was going to do the multiple probation thing, it just, they talk so much, Julie and Eric and friends, all the friends in the fringe. And I'm just going to let them tell it without all the, she triggers me too.
Well, that was like a 4-part thing too.
It is. And I've already gotten through one. I've broke that one down. And so now I'm on number 2 and Lori, number 2. Anyways, so I'm on the second multiple probation video that her and Eric had put out. And I'm just like, I am going to let them tell the story, you know, because it's going to tell it better than I can identify it. You know, I mean, I identify it. I've already tracked it to a rail system, girl. Remember, I looked at that stuff last night. The Ruby, the rail doctrine is what it's called. I ran across this YouTube channel, y'all. And y'all, Jen probably thinks I'm cuckoo more than already that she let on. But I'm telling you, it's something about the pattern, the way they were talking. I'm like, they're not talking about railroad cars they're not talking about that. And it has nothing to do with, what were they doing? Coding or something?
Yeah.
Building a site. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jen? I sent it to you.
Well,
and you were like, what?
No, because it's coding software, or it's like,
yeah, that's code talk.
Oh,
but
everything.
It's talking about
Search.
It's talking about, I'm telling you, and I don't know how to make it to where, no, but I want other people, I want to make sure I'm not crazy. Well, I'm not crazy. I might be a fool and I might bark up the wrong tree, but I'll figure it out. And then, you know, I come back.
Julie Rowe has admitted to talking in code.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say that, you know, if you didn't grow up Mormon, when they Mormon stuff, that it's all code. And Mormons always talk about, when Melanie GIBB was like the pattern, I was like, yep.
Marinate.
They're always looking for effing patterns.
I'm a pattern looker. I'm a patterns destroyer.
That's something that kind of triggers me, because it has to do with the second coming. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's just trigger all my childhood fears, because
I get it. You just send them my way. because I mean, I, respect that. And I don't, that's my first thing I tell everybody.
Yeah.
Her and Eric, everybody who's here, just, just keep yourself safe. Make sure that you're okay. Just like I need to make sure that I'm okay, because we're not going to be able to help other people if we don't help ourselves and take care of ourselves. And
Well, not the
I'm looking in the mirror right now. Let me tell myself that again.
not the real doctrine. That one you might have to be careful so you don't get sued though. But
Real doctrine for saying something I read?
yeah,
Real
because it's called
doctrine?
doctor.
Huh?
I'll talk to you about it later.
No, I just couldn't hear you.
Oh, Terrace one. Yeah, that she does too. There was actually another person a while back that talked about being a translated being.
Oh, Teal Swan.
No, not that they
Swan
died.
Teal. Swan Teal is her name.
But yeah, I've heard. I haven't really like looked into it, but
I did.
No, I was talking about like the patterns, like where Melanie was talking about the patterns. Well, a lot of this stuff, it's like it's all stuff I heard growing up. Like
I
all of
know.
this is Ezra Taft Benson. That I mean, it's Ezra Taft Benson. You can listen to any one of his talks, and it's like, oh, okay, they just wrote it. They took notes, basically.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm working on Chad's train dream. I've got all the graphics ready. All I got to do, and I hate the way I read. I don't know. I'm just not, I don't like it, And so, but I want to get it out there, and I want it to be really good. I want it to be, good quality. Because that train dream says a lot, and because there's elders who also have train dreams. And I just want to start putting this together. I like going through the documents and stuff, but I really just, I burn out on them. And I go, we go and reference to them, kind of like that. Yeah. There's a, that thing left on Zulema's couch, but I don't really go and read over the FOIA docs. I have them thanks to Eric, Big E. But I kind of blaze through them, and then, yeah, the train dream, Donna. Woo, woo. And I mean, I've got good music picked out and everything for the background. It's going to be a little, like harmonic blues. Got it. Geneva Steel plant. I got pictures of that. I've got that ready. All I got to do is read the damn thing.
What's with Geneva Steel?
Geneva Steel is where Ty Daybell, hold on, let me get to it real quick. I'll get to it real quick. Hold, please.
Geneva Steel included like every, like Utah Lake, Jordan River. They're why everyone has cancer.
Oh.
No, kidding. There's 4 other.
Well, allegedly, yeah. I mean, we have refineries all around here. It's crazy. When the hurricane came through, it was nothing. Oh, I thought the damn alarm was going off right there. It was a motorcycle. Okay. Train dream. Okay. You're gonna have to talk so I can
Oh.
I get to my home screen, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so Soulside Jewels, it's all been, yeah, it's John Birch, it's all of that. And I was listening to, I've been doing research so I actually got to just start scripting a couple of these videos, but all of these, like Tim Ballard, like these people that think they know. There is a thing in Mormonism.
They're under investigation.
The White Horse Prophecy, all of the fact that the church is supposed to take over in the latter days, like that's what they want to return it to. Like that whole thing is all Benson.
I think there's a lot of churches that are doing this,
Not like the Mormon church. They may,
I mean, if
lobby
it's
for
like,
things.
JW, Jehovah Witness or whatever, I mean, I don't know. But what is it called? What is a Mormon high demand church? Is that what it's called? Am I
Also
saying
known
that
as
right?
cult.
Well, I mean, but it's referred to as high demand, right? Like they
Right, which is
really,
a nice way of saying cult.
I did not know that. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't,
cult.
there's so many words for the same thing for
Well,
like my,
I think because I was watching the Stephen Hassan thing, where he talks about it being a cult, and the reason why they say, I think, because that's the next video I'm working on, I guess the reason why they use high demand religion is because it sounds better to cult members. They're more likely to be like, okay, this is really demanding religion. But if you say like
I think if you
you're in a
grow up in
cult,
it too.
you're never gonna help a cult member when you say you're in a cult. Like, so they use high demand religion to hopefully
That
be a
I can,
little easier on those people.
and I don't know if anybody like Steve Hassan or Rick Ross. I don't know if they use the same way I described it as, where I mean, basically, if let's say somebody you love is an alcoholic and you want them to, you want to do an intervention or whatever, anything to save their life, right? Just like Uncle Charles was doing an intervention or planning on it. And just like a narcissist, you can tell a narcissist that they're narcissist, but we all know what happens. I
Well,
mean,
that's how you
they're like, who, me?
narcissist.
They start saying, I'm a core whore. You call me a core? I mean, for real. And I mean that, so I find that you can tell a narcissist that they're narcissistic, and this is just me and just my, half brain, but it's like telling somebody they're an alcoholic or a drug addict or I feel like that's the same way with a cult member. You can't say, hey, you're in a cult.
Yeah.
They have to do this journey on their own, and it's so sad. It's so sad. It breaks my heart. It really does.
Rambo, he
You
drove.
know?
I think they're talking about City Creek Mall, the $1 billion mall that I can't hold hands with my wife at. That one, the church
Oh, okay.
about to even walk on with my
Mhm.
wife and actually touch her. We're sisters. That one. Yeah, I found out today. I didn't know. I knew they owned a lot of land. Like I knew they
Uh-huh.
were the biggest landowner in Florida.
In
1.7
Florida?
billion acres.
Wow.
The Mormon Church owns 1.7 billion acres.
That's a lot of land. Who cuts the grass? Are they hiring?
Yeah,
I love
and
to cut
then
grass.
they're worth like trillion. They're the richest church in the United States easily. They so like the only church that I think would probably beat them would be the Catholic, and that's worldwide, not in the U.S.
So they're all, I mean, they have temples everywhere. So does the Catholic Church. Yeah. Y'all, it was, religion. I can't say it on here because it's my own family. I'm just like, yeah. But like, it's, Kaylee, you live in Florida?
Isn't
Oh,
it
man.
Deseret Ranch? Yeah, most
Okay.
of their
Let me
companies are
Google.
Deseret or Ensign or stuff like that. I can't remember. It's like there's like a ranch, like a huge cattle ranch in Florida that they own. And yes, 1.7 billion. I had to listen to it 3 times because I was like, no, not billion. Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, and just through this, like just through the case, um, I mean, it's just stuff that I'm like, I don't need to know it, but I know it, or I've heard it, or
Mm-hmm.
saw screenshots or whatever. And I mean, I know that there's some land. I don't know. Allegedly, there's some land around in Rexburg area, and I mean, y'all can let me know if I'm off on that. I'd like to put that baby to rest,
No, they
and
own
it's
that.
not that big a deal either. I mean, hey DJ, hey girl, hey Gigi, How you doing?
I'm gonna Google that. I know that I can't think of the name off. You know what? Actually, I know where it is because I have it in my file. I will find out the name for it because I want to say Deseret Ranch, but that's probably just because Deseret always something is always named Deseret. But I'll pull it up.
Okay, and like the train dream, y'all, I want it, you know, because I already did the video, I already did the graphics and everything. It's ready. It just needs an author. It needs a narrator. And
That's
so
you.
I have the false dream. I mean the dream right here. False dream. But I don't want to read it on here because then I won't be able to, you know, it won't be the same. Or I might as well record myself while I'm doing it so I don't have to do it twice. I wish I had like who has a Larry. I can't get him to read anything of Chad's. I'm sure I wouldn't ask him. How about that? I need somebody with who was it with a soothing voice the other day? Oh, there's this guy. There's this channel on YouTube, and it's Your Maker is the name of it, and it's spelled URMAKER. And I love. I don't really like the stories anymore because my trauma stuff. It's been getting triggered by it when it's something I used to be able to watch. And I'm just like, oh, I can't handle it, even if it's something I've already heard. And I'm just like, but I love his voice. You know, he lost his daughter. He grew really quick, you know, because he's good at that's how he dealt with his trauma. You know, he just started a YouTube channel and here he is, you know. But basically I'll read you an excerpt out of it or something. The train dream.
Eric's did send me a text because it was taking me so long. It is Deseret Ranch. And a lot of the company over it is probably Agriculture Reserves, which
I heard Nebraska, and I have no idea. It has nothing to do with the church, but I heard that they hardly have any. Good night, KJ. Love you.
Good night, KJ.
Keep on looking. Sorry, guys. Nebraska. Like they hardly have any farmland left or whatever because everybody, like all the farmers are selling and stuff. Hey, Megan, yeah. How you doing? How you doing?
Probably Monsanto.
Huh?
Monsanto.
What is that? What's a Monsanto?
Monsanto. They genetically engineer food. There's like a whole thing. Basically, they genetically engineer food, and then they drive farmers out of business because, like, if they have a farm next to, let's say, just another farmer, and one of their seeds goes over onto that farmer's land, then they can say, "Oh, you're selling our product," and they can run them out.
Wow.
It's horrible. They're like so evil.
They're like cutthroat, huh?
Yeah. I mean, but they go after these poor old farmers, these family farms, real family farms.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Yeah, not like the family farm, like not Tyson Chicken Farm.
Right. Yeah.
Which is like not a family farm, but
buying them all out and stuff, you know.
But yeah, the church owns a lot of farmland.
I heard that too. And I actually watched it from Preparing of People that changed over to Latter-day Media because, you know, I follow them.
And too. I think they switched again, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a hot minute. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Who's Monsanto? I'm going to have to catch up on this. Like, I don't really you know, it's just interesting.
Yeah. But the church does own a lot of farmland. And that's what enables people like Lorhor and Chud, because they're like, every time the church buys something, they're like not empowered, but they're validated. Like they listen to conference and you know, every time they hear, oh, the church is buying land, or President Nelson says something about Revelation, stuff like that, these people go like crazy over freaking, I don't know if I'm talking over you right now because you're frozen. So I hope I'm not. But let's see. Oh, she's not there. Now, okay, I don't know what's going on. Don't use, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Lifting the veil of polygamy. What? I've heard that name before. What am I, is it a book or am I thinking of another book? Oh, Warren Jeffs, FLDS. Yeah. Well, FLDS too. Like, there's a lot of interesting things I didn't know earlier. I didn't know because I'd always been told growing up, like, that, you know, the Mormon church had nothing to do with polygamy. They polygamists were totally offshoot, like they weren't even anything. So I always assumed that polygamists were like completely, like, didn't have anything in common. And then I started hearing about the order, and I can't remember what it's, the like United or something, like the names of like their businesses. And I was like, wait a minute, that's Mormon terminology. Like, and like, I didn't even know that they read the Book of Mormon. I was like, what? They have a Book of Mormon? Oh yeah, it's the same one. So that was really hard for me to learn because I was told that it was a total like different thing. Oh, it maybe a documentary. You know what I watch a lot is there is a channel called Amanda Ray. She grew up in the Kingston clan, which is famous in Utah. They own so much shit. Like all of that, a lot of coal mines, True Value Hardwares. And then what they do is they marry their wives and stick them in like these homes that are just completely dilapidated and just ridiculously unsafe, a lot of them. But she has a channel. It's called Amanda Ray, and I've been watching it and then listening to her talk too. I was like, wait a minute, that's something Joseph Smith said. Like, what? And I highly recommend her. She was actually on that show with a couple other girls. I can't remember. Escaping Polygamy, I think it was. And I watched that. Like, I watched that whole thing. Yeah. I really liked that. And it was interesting to see when they're driving around and I'm like, oh, that's Taylorsville. Oh, that's Snowville. Oh, hey, wait a minute. That's my neighborhood. Uh-oh. Like, not super close, but see, now I'm buffering. What the heck? What's going on? I guess they don't want us talking about polygamists today. Yeah, Lisa Miller. That's the thing, is their big thing, the big split, I guess is what I would say, is Doctrine and Covenants section 132. Because after when the church stopped practicing polygamy and then disavowed it, and then they say, you know, that the scripture is the true doctrine and we should go by all the scriptures, the polygamists were like, well, what about section 132? Like, that's a divine revelation from Joseph Smith. Like, we're just going to erase that? And the church was like, yeah, we are. We don't want to do it anymore, and we want to be a state. So, like, you guys got to leave. I mean, and actually, first they sent, what they really did to, and this is where I like, not really the FLDS, they were called something else before, like, because they've all there's offshoots of each other at this point. But like, when they originally started to stop practicing, when they knew, like, hey, we are going to have to, we want to be a state, but we're going to have to stop polygamy. So in like 1892 1895 is when Utah became a state, but they stopped practicing it, but their leaders still practiced it, and a lot of them still practiced it in secret until the early 1900s. And then the other thing they did, and this is where they kind of screwed over the polygamists, in my opinion, is they said, well, we can't do it in Utah, but can you go to Canada, to bountiful Canada? And then that's how polygamists got up there. And then I've talked about how my family started in Canada. They were baptized in 1835 in Kirtland, and then they went on the entire Mormon trail all the way, got to Utah, settled in, I think it was southern Utah, and then Brigham Young's like, yeah, I need you to go back to Canada. I would be flipping livid. But so they did that, and they told them, like, well, we'll practice it again eventually. And then of course they couldn't, because they wanted to keep statehood. And so they're, in some ways, I'm like, really? Those polygamous groups are just following the original teachings of the church. So they're more like that. And they did leave it in the DNC. It's still in there, along with like the one that where they say Emma will be destroyed. DJ Norman, I haven't seen you forever. Yeah, Trace Kingston doesn't wear prairie clothes. That's how they're able to kind of assimilate, I guess. But the Kingstons definitely, they're just evil. Those brothers, they're evil. Just like the FLDS. But I also know polygamists that, like, people that grew up in polygamy that aren't at all like that. Like, you would never know. And they're usually, it's the independent polygamists. And then let's see, I'm just kind of, and yeah, they get protected too. The Kingstons give a lot of money to Utah politicians, and so I find it funny when people are like, oh, you know, Utah will prosecute. Oh, Sean Reyes too. I think they've given money to Sean Reyes. And that's why it's never really been prosecuted in Utah. And Lisa's right that it is. If you go to the Celestial Kingdom, then the great thing for you ladies is that you become one of several wives for your husband. So isn't that fun? And then you just have spirit babies on your own planet. Except they don't teach that anymore, even though it's like in the Doctrine and Covenants too. Like, I think right now, like, the Mormon church needs to just stand up and go, you know what? We realize these things are problematic, like this whole spiritual gifts, section 1 or section 46. All of these doctrines are just super problematic, and we're just going to toss it all out. And so if you want to stay in our church, you got to, like, not learn that. Like, I just wish they would be a lot more transparent, and they would get some balls on it, but they don't. They get so much tithing from these I call them traditional Mormons. You know, the people like Melanie Gibb and those guys. I would say that they're practicing traditional Mormonism. The Mormonism that is practiced now isn't really the same Mormonism that was practiced in the 80s at all. T.S. Jackson, yeah, Kaylee, what? Yeah, no multiple husbands, because Emma threatened Joseph Smith with that, is what apparently the rumor is. She was like, I'm going to take multiple husbands. I don't know if that's true, though. That was actually on Under the Banner of Heaven, and I didn't fact check that, but he was like, no, absolutely not. But first he said, I got another revelation. You'll be destroyed. And that's how you keep someone indoctrinated. But T.S. Jackson said, served Mitt Romney dinner one night and Donny Osmond too in the same flight. I met Mitt Romney several years ago, like right after the Olympics, because supposedly he saved the Salt Lake Olympics. So before he even, like, before his run and that, and I thought he was a pretty nice guy. But you never know. I mean, they all seem really nice. because they want your vote. But that's every politician. Rebecca Hyatt, if a man's wife dies, he can get sealed to another woman, and it's expected they'll both be married in heaven. So technically it's still polygamy, just not while the women are alive. Yes, President Russell M. Nelson, his first wife passed away, so he will be married to at least 2 upon when they both go. Although I'm thinking he might live forever because he's pretty old at this point, and he seems to still be doing fairly well for someone that old. Okay, I'm just going through. I don't know. I should probably text Kresha and find out what happened. Let's see. German Spanish Mennonites. I will have to look into that. I'm going to make a mental note on that. That sounds interesting. Moonlight View. I have heard stuff on it. I haven't actually looked into it deeply yet, because right now I'm kind of focusing on the whole like supernaturalism and stuff like that, and how that inspired Chud and Lore horror. But I wouldn't be surprised. He had like 30 something wives, and a few of them were like 14, 15, 16. And no, it was not normal. Like the Mormon apologetic response is, oh, it was normal for people to get married that young in the 1800s. No, not when one of them was in their late 30s. That's not normal. Like, just say what he was, who he was. Like, let's stop excusing predators in the church. And they just did it the other day in Minnesota. There's now a news story about, I think the internet's tested because ZULEMA is here. AUB, Centennial, FLDS, Kingston, others. Yeah, those are the big ones that I know about. And then all the independent polygamists. And they are kind of like the Kingstons. They don't dress in prairie dresses. I don't think AUB does either. I think they wear pretty normal clothes. Yep. Okay, Krish is coming back. What? No, Chelsea. Or Chelsea. I don't know how you prefer your name to be pronounced. Oh. I do love Canada because I'm from there and because they like people of my type. But that's ridiculous. No, that is totally disgusting. So, oh, Linda, Texas. Yeah, watching Banner of Heaven, it's disturbing. I had read the book like 2 or 3 times. I felt like they've done a decent job. I wish they would go more in the history. And I was actually, when I heard it was coming out, I was like, oh no, because like half my content that's upcoming, that has been for a year. So you guys, I don't know when I'm going to put it out, but like I want to do a deep dive on Mountain Meadows Massacre and Hans Mill and all the other massacres and the supernaturalism. So it was kind of like, oh crap, like they come out and do all these. Like I don't want to be copycat because I don't like that. But they're not going into it enough, I don't think. But a lot of people are saying that that's very confusing for non-Mormons when they bounce back and forth like that. And I can see why, because Michelle won't even watch it. She's like, Well,
hello.
Hi. I'm just babbling on.
I can't hear you, though.
You still can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Jen?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on.
This is so weird.
Let's see. I'm going to text you.
Our new cable just went down. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can. Nettie can hear
Or
both.
did I add myself to the stream? No, I'm in.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're in. Like I'm talking. She can't hear me.
Y'all can hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah.
It's on my. How come I can't hear you, Jen?
Check your mics.
This is weird. What's really going on?
Yeah.
Weird. Oh. Tuck them in for us, Nettie. I can't hear you, Jen, so is Jen even here?
Yeah.
Okay. I see your little thing doing that.
Check your text messages.
Can y'all hear Jen?
You know what? I gotta just.
This is so weird.
So.
Oh. Well, but
Check.
my mic is not hooked up to my phone.
I know.
Oh, wait. I have it plugged into my computer, though, because I was trying to. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Jen?
Yeah.
Jen. Oh, it's Bluetooth. Hold on. Hold, please. Can you hear me now? Can I hear you?
Can you?
Yes, I can. Holy hell. I went to the deep abyss and I did research down there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was like, Jason. And
I was just
what the hell? And I'm like, oh my gosh, poor Jen. I just left her. I just saw my little circle of death, my little wheel of death. And I was like, Jason, and he come running in, and we just got this new thing. Like KJ and them, actually, we let them use it because at the campsite they were at, when they came to visit, it had hardly any cell service. So we were like, oh, we just got this thing from T-Mobile. You can carry it anywhere. Basically, that has an outlet, and you can just have internet. Screw that, that other internet place I was using forever that kept giving me problems. And look, is it retrograde, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
ZULEMA.
Yeah.
Lori.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm glad y'all are still here. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to kind of see the comments, but like I can't even see us.
Yeah.
So what y'all been doing while I was gone?
Babbling about polygamy.
Y'all were talking about me. I knew it. No. About polygamy?
Yep.
Well, anything good?
No, for the most part, it sucks.
I know it sucks. I mean, it sucks because it's misunderstood. Yeah, I really, not misunderstood. It's just, I feel like if there were transparency, then there wouldn't be. I really don't know. I just know that I want to fix it.
Yeah.
I just want to fix the world. To each their own. I don't judge anybody for any belief,
Oh, it's not the belief system.
Right, but I don't want people here to think that, I'm digging like on Under the Banner of Heaven, where he's, the bishop is like, basically don't go digging the deeper doctrine. And I'm like, but if they're there, I know back then it was easier to like kind of keep that kind of stuff on the down low or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. But nowadays it's like everything is at our fingertips, and it's a blessing and a curse.
It's a curse for the church.
It's a curse for like my 16-year-old daughter. She wants everything now.
Yeah.
No, it just wasn't like that, girl. We had to go crack open an encyclopedia, phone a friend.
I think trying to understand the past of an organization is anti-Mormon. Like, I've never said that I hate Mormons or that I judge the religion. I don't care about
He's from the religion.
What I care about is that someone needs to get up in conference and say, listen, this power of discernment thing is actually kind of bullshit, and stop it.
The blood hasn't stopped.
Right.
it's just, that's the sad part of it. I really just like, I know that I mean, nobody here can mess with anybody's First Amendment, right? It is a constitutional right. It's the number one. And I don't want to either, you know. I respect everyone's beliefs. I do. I just, I mean, throughout this entire process, it's like it frustrated me so much because there was a I call it Mormon speak, and it was Mormon speak. I didn't know that term then, but I just knew that there were things that they were saying, and I'm like, what? Why are they talking in parables? You know, and again, I talk about, you know, like sweeping around your porch, uh, things my mama says. You know, I mean, I think we all have those little old sayings and stuff like that. And that's just generation to generation thing, you know, but to that, and I guess that's what really drove me to really learn about the religion. I knew nothing, and and I mean, I know, I just wanted to pick up the pad. I wanted to pick up the speak, you know. If I know what they're talking about, then, you know, it's something I wanted to know, and I still do. And I have a deep respect for people who are like, you know, Detective's daughter here, and I know that we all agree. I know nobody wants anyone in their family to be murdered or um, any other kind of essay or any abuse. It's not zero. It's a zero tolerance across the board. You know,
But it's
it's a
not.
zero damn tolerance, and it's bullshit. And it's some bullshit. And I just, I know that like we're never gonna get anything from the Catholic priests or the Pope. You know, I say we never are.
But
I haven't had to dive into that.
this is the thing, because I hear that all the time. People are like, "Oh, the Catholic SA is a huge flippin' deal in the Mormon Church." Only
And
a lot of them, a lot
both.
more of them, and the thing is it all comes down to the fact that they believe that there is this thing called discerning of spirits, power of discernment. And so if you get a feeling that someone's a good person, like Chad fucking Daybell, then he's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
Obviously had a discerning of spirits that determined he could be a ward clerk, that he could hold leadership positions,
Yeah.
and they protect them. I know people and I know family members that were experienced abuse in the
Yeah.
church, and that abuser was protected, and they weren't. They were treated like dirt
Yeah.
and made to feel horrible about
And
what.
not the first, you know, and won't be the last unless we figure out a way to get comfortable talking about uncomfortable things, guys. That's been something that I've learned from another murder case. A girl, no, I'm sorry, just somebody from Louisiana, and it was one story. I was like, hey, she's from Louisiana. Nobody's saying her name right. Let me just try and practice doing, you know, a voiceover or something, because I wanted to get comfortable so I could talk about uncomfortable things with you, great, wonderful people here in chat, you know, because everything, the world is not complicated. It's the people. We make it complicated. We make it complicated. And you know, I'm not better than anybody. Nobody is better than me. Um, that's just the way I feel. That's the way I think. I know it's so difficult to talk about Bo Peep, and that has been the wall. Instead of Lori running into the jail cell wall, that's what I've been doing. I'm running into the damn walls, and I'm just like, I don't want to. And I never have, like, I don't know how to explain it. I always, whenever I try to talk about it openly, like we should be able to do, without people getting pissed off, without people, just making a conclusion right away. Well, she's here to tear down the church. No, if the church is any church, if any damn church is, great and whatever, then I can't, little old me can't come in between it. It's just like a husband and a wife when they're married. I'm probably gonna, this is probably an analogy I'm gonna mess up. I already feel it. But I mean, let's say, let's just say a two-bit, working girl, street worker, whatever, comes into the picture. That shouldn't be able to, make your marriage crumble. If you're in love and your marriage is built on trust and everything else, then nothing can tear that down. It has to be your own journey, your own decision, your own story, your own way. I am not here to do that. I just want to know how I can make this better. How can I fix this? I can't do it alone. But I know that I will never have, nor do I want, another opportunity to have some sort of platform where Tylee, Charles, JJ, Tammy, and Joe have a voice, and not just a voice, but a voice that is heard and acknowledged. And hey, you mattered. You matter. They mattered, and they still matter. And everybody here matters. We all matter. And we don't have to sit here and take this. I'm not saying go tear down again. I can't tear down a church. That's not my intention. I am not that type of person. I'm a fighter. Thank God. Thank God I'm a fighter. My mom was a fighter. JJ, my nephew, he was a fighter. He fought to live, only to die prematurely. I don't want this to happen to your nephew, your niece, and your anybody.
I don't hear anything there.
Well, it
They hear
will
me.
happen again, and it has
I
happened in the
know.
past
I know.
because this feeling of we can't question anybody that asks a question is anti-Mormon.
And we get, then we start getting attacked, or, and I mean, my channel has hardly grown, guys. I don't sensationalize anything. I am who I am. I attract like-minded people. You are who you are. Everybody in this chat is here, and they are who they are. And I don't want their deaths to ever be in vain. That is something that I vowed to them. Charles, Tylee, and JJ. I didn't know Joe even existed yet, y'all. But he's part of our team. That's how I look at it. Tammy is part of our team.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no I in team. There's no I in team. I can't do this by myself. And I want to stand up for every other future victim. I want to prevent that. Why can't we do that? Why?
Because
We can. I'll figure it out.
why do you think when I'm on your channel, I'm on Chris's channel, there's a constant, well, that's not true. That's not what I was taught. That I was never told that. We have agency, like constant.
And I mean, that's cool. But I remember whenever I heard my Uncle Charles and my mom talking in the kitchen about cult. And I looked at Larry and I said, cult, like, Manson? And he was like, yeah. And I looked at him like I was like, well, he didn't do anything. He didn't kill anybody. I was ignorant. I should not have even said that. I had no place because I was ignorant. I didn't know one way or the other. And so that really, really, really got me. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's something I should maybe check into. It's just because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about this. And okay, but I do now. What do I do? I'm going to do what my heart has guided me to do, what I promised I would do. I didn't say, I didn't, and this is after they died, after they were killed, killed, which I don't even know if I have to, but I noticed everybody else started saying killed, and I'm like, that's not really the truth. You know how I am about watering down murder. It is what it is. You can't sugarcoat it. It can't breathe life back into them by sugarcoating everything. I'm gonna hurt. I am going to piss a lot of people off. I already have.
I don't think you pissed as
It
many people
really,
off as I
really
have.
bothers me. It bothers me. It bothers me because I love everybody. That's not my intention. I wasn't like, oh, you're going to go down LDS Church because, my uncle, my family they were members of it. They were not acknowledged. And they're never going to be. They're never going to be.
Nope.
Okay, that's that. When I saw, and I'm just being honest right now, please, 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 just understand where I'm coming from. Please. It's not, wait, it's the motives that we need to figure out. Why? What do you mean? Like, I want to know.
Well,
I mean, like, I need clarification on that. I mean, I agree. Yes.
the motive.
It's motives. That's for the cops. They're not going to go. They can't go and figure out. They don't have the resources to do this. I have done this since July 12th, 2019. And I'm not the only person doing this. There are other people. And you just don't know who you can trust. I want to trust everybody. I mean, I do. I want to trust everybody, but not everybody is like me. And maybe they fear that I'm not like them, but we're all human. That is something I've said from jump. I don't see all these divisions and I don't see all that. I see one human being to another, and I respect you. All I'm asking is I'm asking not to be attacked for it. I'm asking for me asking not to be judged for it, not to be I don't want to lose my life, guys.
Well,
it's very bold to do. And I didn't realize at the time, it's holy crap.
Can I just say one thing?
Mm-hmm.
The very fact that the religion comes out of your mouth, doesn't matter how innocent you meet it, doesn't matter how innocent your question is, it does not matter. Because the minute it comes out of your mouth and it's not 100% in support and not 100% saying, oh, yes, this had nothing to do with the church, you are labeled anti-Mormon. Like, it is, if you want to talk about the church, you have to get a thick skin and you have to say, people are going to hate me. Like, you will never convince.
Even if I wasn't.
It doesn't matter.
And I know that. I'm not here to. That's not why I'm here. I'm here for them.
You're here for the truth, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you're asking questions.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those are
I get persecuted
threats
for it, and it's okay because God he obviously thought that.
Well, there is a script and you can use it. All of the defense, all of the things. No, you don't hate the church. No, nothing bad happened to you.
No.
No,
I'm
what are
not
the
trying to
other
nail
ones?
them. Right.
Yes, other churches do it too. That is a problem.
But I'm not there. They weren't members of any other church, or I'd be there.
Right. Exactly.
You know? I just want to feel safe when that has been like, y'all, that's been frustrating. It's been so damn frustrating.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Like,
It's traumatizing, and it's like it's like, I think of them. I think of Charles, Tylee, Tammy. I mean, I can't speak for her in that sense. This is her religion. I look to every religious leader like somebody I can go to if I need help. You know, like, that's what I tell my kids. Never be scared of a policeman. You go and you get help. You do. I've never scared my kids. Go to a teacher. Go to a cop. Go to your clergy. Go. It didn't work in this case.
no.
But it can't it? Can't there be some kind of like, hey, okay, well, you know, let's kind of look at this and let's see how we can fix it. That's all I'm asking.
But they don't know how either. Like,
I
I
mean,
just feel like, one, it's BS that anybody gets on your case. Like, that's BS.
yeah, no, I've got me, you
I
know,
knew.
and I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. Just have my back. That's all I ask.
I knew the minute I made my first video, I was going to get attacked constantly, that people were going to say things, disgusting things, that I was going to be told how horrible I was. And that's why I mean Mormon comments, although I lost a bunch of stuff. But I knew that would happen because I grew up in the religion with that mindset, the persecution complex. I did the exact same thing.
I
The
have it
exact
now.
same thing. If I heard anything negative about the church, I was like, we are the one true church.
And
Like,
that's cool. I mean, cool.
yeah.
That's why at first I was like, I don't want to know scriptures. I don't know them like that. You know, I'm not here to battle scriptures. But then, you know what? I'm like, but in order to understand to understand what I'm hearing, I had to dig. And then they're beautiful scriptures. I've said it. I've said it many times. They're beautiful scriptures, just like anywhere else. I understand that they can be twisted. I didn't twist them.
Well,
But, you know, people died because they did.
But
or it's like, huh?
Some of them twist. They didn't twist the spiritual gifts. They didn't.
No.
The three Nephites, the translated beings, those they didn't twist those.
And see, y'all, where I come from, I'm like that. I've never heard of those names. Okay. That didn't. I've never. So I've also been trying to figure out who's who. You know, because it's like a riddle, and I can't stand to talk. I'm like, oh my god, I don't do riddles, but here I am doing riddles, and not riddles. It's not intentionally. It's just like I told you, Jen, it was like a language barrier. And when I found you, I mean, I saw your video. It was the first one, right, or the second?
I don't
It was
remember.
July of last year.
Was it the one where I was talking about Lori? Like, I was talking about, was the Mormon Church responsible because of her mental illness? Or was it there was one where I was just like, what the Mormon
I think
Church
it was the video recording or something.
Yeah. Because the first.
It was the first. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it was the one about Lori.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, when she was doing her testimony.
Yeah, because then when I talked to you, on the phone. Remember when we first talked, the first time we met, we had that 4-hour conversation. And after I got off the phone with you, I made the one where I called the church out, and that got me the blood atonement threats. Like, that was definitely the most, I mean, I expected to get a lot of those comments, but yeah, that one was pretty, I took that one down for a while. It's back up now because I'm like, I don't give a rat's ass.
Because of the persecution thing. And I noticed that in you. And me and Jen have had a lot of talks, you know, where I pick up on patterns. And, you know, I've had to go and get my information from everywhere. And I'm glad for that. Because nobody, not one person said, you know, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm just not that way. I'm like, well, that doesn't really solve anything that I'm looking for. Thank you, though. You know, that helps. And I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I am not here to be a thorn in anybody's side. I'm here trying to pick up the pieces. I'm here to do advocacy and be a voice for Tylee, Charles, Joe, Tammy, and JJ. That is something I vowed to them. And when all this stuff happened, I felt like for the first time in my life, the very first time in my life, I knew what my purpose was. I knew why. I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is why you work so many different jobs. I just never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up, per se. And they were just training. It was just jobs and training, you know? And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I do know that I'm trying, and I am really trying, and I have tried to be, if not more, understanding, more compassionate, just understanding. I'm not here to be like, well, I don't care if, I mean, I care for y'all, whomever, you know, about the church being true or not. I actually, by, you know, reading about this and researching and research, y'all have no idea. And I finally saw where, you know, the Catholic Church said they were true. I didn't know that because I don't go there. I don't go there. And I mean, you know, that's my way is not everybody's way. But just respect mine. That's all I'm asking. Because I damn sure respect every one of you here. You know, people do not feel comfortable talking about uncomfortable things. I don't either. It's not easy to sit here and talk about the way their bodies were found. It's not okay. For so many people to be, you know, a lot of people are just in this for the tea, not here, but for the tea. A lot of insensitive things that I do read, I do hear. I mean, y'all, I've been, I don't know, I've been let down a lot, and I also know that I've let people down in my life. One place that I really did trust was that channel. And then Sean Little Bear and, you know, his wife and Summer Cox, and, you know, they were in there too. And it's like, okay, you know, I understand, but then I'm just like, okay, well, I have free agency also. I have free will. and I can click out because I felt so unsafe. I still do. My mom's name was on that list. So were 3 other family members. This is trauma. This is fear. And it's my real life. And I don't want anybody, I do not want anybody else to go through this or go through anything, any kind of abuse or neglect or anything. We should all be, just, I treat you with respect. You treat me with respect. And I'm here. I've got your back. You just have mine.
I think
or not. Just, don't try to, just jump to conclusions and stuff because, in the meantime, there's a lot of these people who, have said some things. I don't even go read my comments anymore, guys. And it's not because I don't care. It's just because I really take them to heart. I really enjoy talking to those who are here and are the same as me. And, I don't see black. I don't see white. I don't see gender. I see my fellow human. And I just want to, I feel like it's my job. And not to, I can't do this by myself. And I'm not asking for a militia or
but you are.
everybody go grab your damn pitchforks. No. I'm just asking for understanding and maybe a safe place where I can talk. We can talk. Because this isn't just, it's not just Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, and Joe. There were the Laffertys, Brenda, and her baby girl, Erica. There were, the LeBaron family.
The Stracks.
The Stracks. I watched, yeah. I checked that out in the very beginning. Oh, I'm telling you, just, it breaks my heart. It really does. Because I love everybody. I do.
I think it's just, it's difficult because you still, even if like where I'm like, oh, I don't care, there's still a part of me that seeks approval. But I do read my comments and there are some pretty bad ones.
I'm sorry.
And I have to but the thing is I'll go through them and I'll be like, okay, Jen, like 25 out of 27 comments were sweet and were like, you guys are so awesome. Like, I wish I could respond to every one. I try and just at least harden so you know.
It because I'm scared. Like it tears me down and knocks me down because I love everybody.
For me, it's that I've had Mormons come in and say, well, that's not really how it is, or I disagree. And they've been very respectful about it. And I will converse with them, or I'll just say, oh, okay. And I have no problem with that. Like, my issue is the truth. Just to say the truth. Like, this happened. Families are torn apart by this. We're going to say this has nothing to do with us, but we know that they were practicing spiritual gifts. We know that they were casting out devils. We know this shit is in our doctrine. They know it's in their doctrine.
And I'm sure it's in the Catholic Church too.
Well, I didn't make it because it's all Book of Mormon.
Huh?
Probably not because it's all in the Book of Mormon. They don't have that, but they
Yeah.
I just wish, and I keep hoping every conference I keep hoping. I'm like, they'll do it, right? They'll do it. I just want one of the apostles, President Nelson, to stand up and say, there are problematic things in our doctrine and they're creating monsters. And they've been doing it for a while. Because, you know, in the 90s and also in the 70s, the church leaders knew this was a problem.
Yeah.
They knew it. They were publishing documents, internal
They are good
documents,
people.
saying like, this is a problem. We know there's an extremism problem in the church. Just stand up and say, this power of discernment is not true, because they rely on that, and then they call
It is true.
child.
Oh, wait, who?
No. Like, when you put someone
Not everybody has it.
no, they claim they all have it. When you put someone,
wait, the prophets or
members as a spiritual gift.
Okay, yeah, no. Look at Melanie Gibb.
It's when you put them in a position of authority. So there is like, oh, I can tell if that person's good or bad. We all kind of have that, right?
It's like a making of a narcissist.
But when you tell an entire congregation, like the bishop, because the bishop gets the inspiration to call someone to a position, and they use that with their power of discernment, which is telling good from bad. And so a bishop literally looked at Chad Daybell and was like, this guy looks like a good guy. He's going to be the ward clerk.
And he did look like a good guy.
But the thing is like, they expect you to accept that as being the truth. So then when people end up being pedophiles and abuse their spouses and murder and stuff, they're like, oh, that has nothing to do with this. And it's like, well, you put someone in a position of power and then you told everyone in your ward that this person was a good person, and their defenses went down. And then the guy went after kids. Like, in general, it's a terrible, terrible thing to act like everything is spiritually divine and spiritually inspired. Like, stop doing that.
Right. Lisa Miller right here says that they're losing people in droves.
Yep.
And I get it, but that still doesn't comfort me. That doesn't make me happy. It really doesn't, because I do want people to be happy. I want them to go wherever they feel good, wherever they feel that connection that they're seeking with God. You know, I don't want to, just like, I don't want to be a negative. I'm not a negative person. I simply just want to be their friend, somebody that they can trust, somebody that I can trust to just be honest and straight. And if they don't know about it, then maybe they should know about these things. Maybe that could also be don't boot her. Leave Tina. Tina's here. I mean, I haven't been able to watch chat. I don't know.
I have been.
It's a very messed up. I hate Lori for this. Because I'm like, out of all the things you could have done, she put me, or I put myself, maybe. I guess I just took on the role, like, dun, 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 here I am, But it's all with my heart.
Yeah.
I hate her for that. There's 3 things you don't talk about, and it's politics, religion, and her. It's a song.
Yeah.
And I really do study the Mormon culture. I feel bad for the pressure that they go through. I mean, I really do. And not everybody, I did learn this, that not every experience is the same as the next person's.
Right.
And so then there's this umbrella, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I want to hear everybody's stories. I want to know. They're important. No, I don't want nobody else to fall victim by somebody who was in the, a member of the church. And they're already like or you know what I mean? Like they have issues underlying that they don't know about. And I mean, if I can get through this process with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, then I'll move on. I'll move on to the next. But I mean, I just feel like we should be able to form some kind of committee to where, just like with any other institution, any other business, any other organization, you have to be accountable for what you're putting out. And they're not putting it out. But maybe we should put some better systems in, and not go every 2 years. I think it's every 2 years to see about your temple recommend. Lori was basically like, look, MFer, I'm gonna murder unless you give me a temple recommend. So you're gonna give me a temple recommend? And then being at the temple every day, knowing what I know now, I mean, I know there's workers there. I don't know if you scan a card or I don't know how that works. I don't know if they pick a number as you go. I don't know how that works because I am ignorant.
I think a lot of it's electronic now. But
yeah, I mean, there should be something that would flag it and say, "Hey, sister, you're you okay? You're coming here a lot.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can help you?"
The person that flagged it was her husband, and he was ignored.
And he was ignored. And that kills me.
So, I mean, the thing is like the whole thing with the name, it's actually the Corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or the Corporation of the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, or Corporation of the Presiding Bishopric of the Church of Jesus Christ, or I say Mormon. And I will say the longer word when the Mormon Church acknowledges me as a person.
Yeah.
But like, you're like Charles knew, and I think at one point
he was a member. Y'all, he was a brother.
Yeah, he
held
said
a priesthood, didn't he?
Huh?
He held a priesthood.
Yes, he did. He was a priesthood holder, and he was ignored.
I mean, not even a card. I'm just saying, I don't know how that works, but that's where I've also, like Tina Reddington, I've always, at first I was like, oh my God, she hates me, but that's never how I want. That's not like, it's like if I could talk face to face with her, with everybody, and just say, I love you. I'm here. I'm learning. Just help me learn. How can I find the network without this taking the rest of my god dang life? Because I would love to get back to living. I would. But I would love to do something positive even with the church, especially with the church. I'm an outsider. I get it, but I'm not.
Right.
I'm not here. It's just like the police department in Arizona. Yeah. So let's just pretend. I don't know. I'll probably mess it up. But let's just pretend that there are however many members that go to the Arizona Police Department. Like, what I'm saying? Take out the LD church, the Latter-day Saint Church. Take that out. Apply that to the police work done. And then wait, hold on. I want to answer that, but okay, so take that and then yeah. Okay, and so we know how much the police department let everybody down. Every one of the victims, really. It could have been stopped. Mm-hmm. It could have been prevented. To what degree, I don't know. That's those woulda, shoulda, coulda things that I choose. But it does me no good because it doesn't bring them back to life. My thing is, do I just say, oh, well, it's just socially acceptable, or they're bigger than me, and they're gonna, I'll never win. I'll never. I don't want to win. There's no winning. No, there's no winning. There is
acknowledgement.
Just a mutual, just like, hey, but yeah, back to the police department. Just pretend. I don't know how else to make it any clearer. I feel like they are, and by they I'm talking about the Chandler Police Department, Phoenix Police Department that let Joe down. I'm talking about all the other, that part. But pretend that's church. So how many people think that making a change, or anybody writing letters, trace on the case, writing letters so that we can get them to change the way that the way they handle things. Let's review, and let's try and figure out some new policies and procedures, and maybe some extra schooling, so that they can recognize these things and maybe catch them, so that it's not your child, it's not your grandson or your granddaughter cut up into pieces. Your uncle, and just anybody that you love. It's too late, Tina. But I mean, I don't know how else to make it to where I can get people to see. I think about this 24/7. There's got to be a way. Nothing is impossible. And I mean, they're worth it. My promise is worth it that I made to them. And I mean, I know you guys don't want to have to watch another mother stick her nose up in the air, luau in Hawaii, and just they dissed their entire religion. They did it. I didn't. I just want to. I'm here to pick up the pieces. I need help doing that because I'm only me. I don't want to understand. I do everything in my power to, and that's why I have watched and read and everything I can to make sure that I keep myself balanced and aligned. Mm-hmm. Because I never want to come off. I never want anybody to think that I'm hurting them. If I have hurt them, I don't know, because I don't read my comments anymore. First off. But I mean, that's never my intention. I don't like.
Have Jason read them first, and then he can tell you the good ones. He can delete he can go in and delete all the shitty ones.
I started putting filters on so that, I mean, and it's just, I don't know. I know there's got to be some other way besides YouTube. I don't know how to form a committee. It's not me against the world, you know. I mean, y'all, Brandon Boudreaux, he is a active member. I appreciate the hell out of him. You know, I respect other people's beliefs, but it's just been I'm scared. I've been scared. I've been pissed off because I'm like, oh, you know, how do I tackle this? I mean, it's like the most awkward, weird. It's the most weird, unique, unheard of place to be put in. You know, it's not like somebody pissed my family off, you know, by throwing seeds into another ranger's yard or anything like that. But yeah, Boo Boo Bear, that sounds.
Bo Peep, does Tops have I didn't even think about that. Does Tops have a website? Because I'll order like just like pinwheels or I don't know, like toilet paper, whatever.
What is it?
Tops, where the shooting was, where the buffalo shooting, I
don't
think
know.
is what you're talking about. Because I will totally support them because I don't know if they're going to be able to reopen. I guess they're still trying to decide, but
I'm gonna have to go back and read these comments because I can't see them.
I think
like this
well,
little.
everyone's been really supportive. Like, don't be
Thank y'all. Thank you.
I think one thing that is really difficult is that you have to separate the culture from the doctrine and from the religion. And 90% of the problem is the culture, not necessarily the religion or the doctrine. It's the way the culture
They're beautiful people.
interprets things.
They are beautiful. They're some of them. And I hate to say they versus, you know, it's not like a they versus me. It's just they're beautiful humans. They are.
But that doesn't mean that their organization they belong to shouldn't be held accountable.
Well, and I'm not really saying it all I'm saying is, what can I form? What can I do? What can we do?
I think you're doing it, kiddo.
I don't know. I don't see it. I'm just.
If you know what? Because
I
I think about this too. Like there's been so many times where I'm like, why do I even have a channel? This is stupid. What am I doing? Like,
me too.
People can watch this channel or blah, 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 blah. And then I think, well, no, because my subscribers are my friends, honestly.
Yeah.
And I and Eric and Amy and Trisha and Keto, and I know I'm missing someone. Weird Mom.
Everybody.
And
True Crime Sushi.
Yeah, I said Amy, but yeah, True Crime Sushi.
Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me.
Yeah, you may not feel that you're doing anything, but you are. And I've had people say that to me, and I'm like, well, what am I? Because I can't remember whose channel I was watching. It could have been Mormon Stories. It could be another one because you know
I watch everybody.
A lot of them. And just
come follow me.
Just in case anyone wants to know, that's what I was going to say earlier, is that you read Wheats and Tares. You read a lot of websites and blogs that support the church too. And both you and I
didn't even know, y'all. I don't know. I was like, I don't know who. Everybody talks differently than me. That was my first thing. I was like, I don't know what they're saying. I feel stupid. Or not stupid, but just I don't feel like I have a dog in the hunt because I don't know what they're saying, you know? And it's not, they weren't doing it on purpose. That's now I know that's their culture.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I respect that with all my heart and all my soul. I mean, I'm here. I just want to do something about it. I do not want to sue the church. No, hell no. No, 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 no. Nope. I want to, I just want better ways to fix that police department so that they're trained better. Their officers are trained better. They have mental health professionals in the field,
Mm-hmm.
or they're trained better in the profession, in that mental health profession, um, for prevention.
I think you can't be an advocate unless people get pissed at you. Like,
I understand.
that's how you know
get
you're
it.
doing a good job. Because if you weren't, people wouldn't be an ad. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at the comments sometimes and I'm just like, gosh. And a lot of times I'll respond because I'm like, you're not going to lie on my channel. Like, that's what bothers me. So I'm like,
Oh,
don't sit there and defend and lie. So I'll
I don't.
respond. But the thing is like, if you're riling people up, that means you're advocating. And
Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Whenever things are uncomfortable, that's when growth is happening. Well, I've been very uncomfortable for 3 years,
right.
but it's okay. We have to get comfortable. Where I got that saying from was, real quick. It was, oh heck, her last name was Gauchier, Gauthier, and everybody was saying it weird, because they're not from Louisiana. And I just wanted to become more confident with myself. So, sharing stories, reading. And I hate being on video. I don't hate it as much, but I mean, this was the biggest thing for me to get over, and I still have
Mm-hmm.
to get over it. And I want to get better at it and not water myself down, but I want to become a more. I want to become a more effective voice. And yes, Tina, Lori and Chad diss the whole freaking world. And they will do this. They still are. But with that being said, that doesn't, like I say the same thing. But where do we go from here? Because that doesn't, I mean, I know that. You know that. We all know that. But where do we go from here to stop the police department from allowing these things to happen again? And I'm just using the police department as an example. And I mean, I think that the best way to handle it is to just be open about it, just
Mm-hmm.
be open and just say, okay, well, your concerns, what are your concerns? What do you think? What do you think? Uh, just every organization, every single mom and pop business, every church, everybody, even down, you can boil that down to ourselves, like just bring that down to ourselves. Okay, so do I not need to, try to be a better person tomorrow than I was today? So do I stop growing
Right.
because my policies and my procedures don't need to change?
Well,
Or do
one
I
thing. Oh, go ahead.
continue? No,
I think the frustrating thing, and maybe this is where you're at, is policy and change are not fast. It's years and years before a tiny little law gets changed.
or an acknowledgement even.
Yeah. And maybe one person will watch your channel one day
I
and
hope
maybe they
so.
know someone in the 12.
And it's not about me.
And
It's never
maybe,
been about me, and it never will be. It's
but I
about
think
them.
like, um, I think, there's a reason why John Walsh has been doing this for as long as he has.
Yeah.
The first few years he did it,
It was a
how
trauma thing.
successful
Probably he
was
was
he?
coping.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
was coping.
you're healing. Your relationships have changed and are changing, and your
And they've
whole
got
reality is.
better. I've gained so much love. This is my family. You guys are my family. I love that. That is the silver. I told y'all that's the silver lining in all this. I think it's the only thing that keeps me putting one foot in front of the other. That, and I'm like my damn mama. More than I like to admit.
It just takes time, and it's frustrating. I know. I will tell you that the day that the marriage equality decision was made, it was surreal, like, because it had been so long.
Yeah.
I just assumed that like it would never happen, but it did, and things happened. Policy. I had one person that told me, it was a professor. She said policy can always change. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And I think that where you're at, where a lot of people are, and where we are as a country is, but I want it to change now. And it will just take time. But people
You're
are
right. Y'all are right, and I see this with the I don't know, Shannon Watt's parents. Y'all, I posted that video finally from Geneva Crime. I mean, she's covered the kids' case, and everybody's cases whenever they first were missing. This is right when I was coming into, figuring out what the hell YouTube was. I didn't know there was communities and things like that. And thank God, because I met every one of y'all. And crap, where was I going? Oh my gosh, what was I saying just like 2 seconds before that? The community.
I was swallowing Frito potatoes.
Girl, you can't swallow.
I know. That's why it took me a second to respond. And I knew, and then by the time I responded, I was like, well, I forgot now. But
Yeah. Bryn Marshall says what's sad is the Coxes are still in it. That's what bothers me. I don't know. If I could envision a day when, let's say I was called and was able, like, a meeting or whatever with somebody higher up in the church, I could tell them myself. I'm not there to exploit. I am just there to be human to human and say, what can we do? How can I help?
write a letter.
Show me what I can do. No, I mean to said leader, or whatever. Because that person would have to be an advocate also. Or, I don't really see, and I don't know.
I think you should write Eric Hawkins a letter and say,
I started writing a letter earlier.
because Eric Hawkins is he's like the PR.
He's the one that wrote the book. Or
Eric
no, it's
Hawkins,
Chad Hawkins.
the
Hawkins.
spokesperson?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's Chad Hawkins. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Eric Hawkins he's the church spokesperson. Write him a letter and say, why did you say this has nothing to do with my family?
When did they say that?
He was the one when media outlets were reaching out to get comment from the church. It was Eric Hawkins that was telling them. And I think Penrod?
And
Penrod.
it blows my mind. Although I'm glad that this happened when, like, the LeBaron the 9, I think it's 9 women and children at the Mexican,
Yeah,
border. And
2018.
oh my God, that's horrible. And that was 2018. With and so my logical brain is just like, this is weird. I mean, human to human, it's normal for me. I'm like, yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for your loss. But so Ervil LeBaron and his brothers and his dad, they all left the church 40, at that time, it had been like 40 years prior to that. They were basically a Chad Daybell. They went and started their own cult. That's how I read it. That's how I read it.
Yeah, well, they're polygamists. They did the same thing.
So, but that, to me, I didn't know what that even was. So to me, I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand that. I'm telling you, I was brand new. I was just a baby, and I still am the same way. I am not one way or the other. And excuse me, damn Dr. Pepper.
Oh my God.
Anyways, whenever that happened to the women and children, the church released a statement, which I'm good. That's normal. That's like, okay. But then when I found out that basically the, LeBarons, became apostates, they were excommunicated. They were no longer active tithing members to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Right.
And so that was the first actual article or whatever I started reading on. And I was like, oh my God, Mormon Manson, what the hell is that? Oh my God, this dude's crazy. It was scary.
If you read the one in 2018 where they said, we're very sorry to the LeBaron family,
Yeah.
but want to remind people that they're not members or something like that. But they at least apologized.
But I mean, at least they did that.
That was actually the first thing I read. And that is what
it struck me so odd.
When I first heard about the case, I had no idea that Chad and Lori were Mormons. And
me either. To be honest, I didn't either.
Even because our news here, it the church owns
right
KL and all this. So I heard on
and if there's a lot of the members that live there,
right,
in that area. There's a lot of Catholics here.
When I heard that, I think this story was may have ties to Mormonism. I was like, may have ties? That's a little strange wording. And then that's when I started looking into it. And that's when I got into true crime on YouTube. I saw Nora Jasmine's video and
she did good.
She did it really.
They all have done good. Yeah. Everyone who covered this case had, you don't know how much respect, even those that I've kind of frowned upon today. I still love them. Yeah. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Chad and Lori. I'm damn sure not going to hate, somebody that just misunderstandings,
the church sent out letters. That's why a lot of them never talked about the church, because they sent it to YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
But
that
anyway, the reason why the church won't say anything, I think you already know, because I think we've already
can. I'm not. It won't say.
Why they won't?
You're guilty. No. It's just that acknowledgement. And I mean, I know it's not for them. They're not even here anymore. They're dead. They're dead. Honestly, I guess it's more for me. Now that I really think about things, it just, when I saw the same behavior in Lori when she walked into the courtroom March 5th, 2020, just y'all saw her. Everybody in here saw her. And if not, go watch it. It was just so, what the hell? She didn't just snub her nose up at my parents, who could have tripped her very easily. We all were like, just throw your foot out.
Yep. I was like,
Larry, take those beads off and just hum them. But
go ahead.
in the end, it doesn't solve anything either, you know? And so, anyways, but so she snubbed her nose up at the world. She snubbed her nose up at, oh, thank you, Kathy. It was the same thing when I kind of was like, I started thinking, you know, and I mean, this is very beginning jump. This is from the beginning. I know nothing about the church. And I really still don't. I know more about the culture and all the beautiful, wonderful, amazing freaking people, you know, and I'm not going to let some bad apple, and I'll say bad apples. That doesn't make all people bad.
No, it's the organization.
They don't make all people bad. And they don't make all Mormons bad. They don't make all humans bad. There's always the bad apples, right? And so my thing was, I just I noticed the patterns, y'all. And I was just like, where did she learn? It's a learned behavior, you know? Like, that's a learned behavior. And I don't know how I got to that conclusion, but it was pretty quick. And I was just like, okay, Barry and Janice, you know, that's her parents. That's the first thing she's gonna, that's who she's gonna learn from. Barry and Janice and her immediate family, Lori, you know, and then you're gonna start school, and then I don't know about church. I don't know for that, but I was like, but that when I found out how much it was an impact, not only in Lori's life, but also in y'all, Tylee. I mean, I have, maybe I'll share it on her birthday. I don't know. But I mean, I have scriptures of their home teaching. What is it, Jen? See,
Well,
she's a translator.
Home teachers, but she was probably seminary.
Different chapters, like there's scriptures every night.
Oh yeah, there's family home evening and then scripture study, like family scripture study.
Yeah, and so it's outlined and everything, and it will blow your mind. I was like, what? The lady that, I don't know if y'all can go check it out, but right, I think whenever Chad had to go to the preliminary hearing back in August of 2020, there was a woman across the street from the Fremont County Courthouse, and on her chain link fence or whatever, she had these posters, and it's blue and it's got like purple on it, and it has Tylee and JJ's pictures on there, and it says that, and I don't know the scripture because I don't have it in front of me, which I hate. It aggravates me. I just want to be like,
mine.
Yeah. It doesn't happen like that. And it just says that parents are supposed to either aren't, or I don't know what rear a child is, but it's a scripture, and I'll be damned if I did not find that in a binder.
But is it proclamation of the family?
Yeah, I don't no idea. I don't know. It's not a binder full of them. It was just that one teaching, which I was just like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of ironic. That's kind of quinky-dink, you know? That, and then seeing that poster say the same damn thing, I was like, I mean, it breaks your heart. It really does. JJ would go and grab, when he would stay with Mom and Larry, you know, right before bedtime, they'd say, okay, my Mom and Larry would actually do the scriptures with him. And they're not of this religion.
Right.
It's love. And JJ would go grab a little pen and paper, climb up in bed.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful for that. I love that they had that. I just wish that their community, their leaders, their clergy, the guys, the men that we all are supposed to be able to look up to, because I don't count me out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I look to them also as people I look up to. That's just it. And where's that? That's what I want to find.
They can't say anything when their leaders are involved with the same type of people. Like if we're talking about why there's been denial.
Not denial, but what did Lori do? Omission.
Right.
What did
Yeah.
GIBB do? Omission.
Lying for the Lord.
Decimel. Omission. Chadiva. Omission.
It's lying for the Lord.
And I saw the same behavior, I don't know how to explain it. But, and nor do I have to, because I'm definitely not a psychologist or anybody with anything but experience from this. And it's not always bad. It's not ever hard. It's rarely bad, actually. I enjoy reading the scriptures. I enjoy looking things up. I've learned so much. I cannot repeat it because I'm just not there yet. My trauma brain is like, what? And I always say the best and most beautiful thing out of all of this, especially with our indifferences or whatever, if we're not able to see eye to eye, is that God, He has us reading scriptures. Something I never did before. And I know more about Mormon. I'm like, well, I can tell you what I think in Mormons. I don't know any. I didn't read, regular Catholic. I didn't retain none of that. But this one, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing, but also the coolest thing. It's very unique.
Yeah.
And I know God didn't bring me this far, or any of us this far, just to come this far.
Oh.
And I mean, yeah, Chad is evil. So is Lori. There's more out there. That's the scary part. That really freaks me out. Okay, well, how do we fix it? That's where I'm at. Well, how do we prevent this?
You keep talking about it. And you have to go
for a while.
Because your channel has grown. I mean, my channel hasn't grown.
Yeah.
Very fast.
It's crazy because I know, I'm not sensationalized. This is, here's what you get. Real life, when I go to the trials, I'll bring you guys there with me. It's not pretty. I don't say things as eloquent as other family members who are grieving. I'm okay with that too. I'm not them. They're not me. They haven't walked in my shoes and I haven't walked in theirs. But I definitely love my fellow human. None of us in the families on, what I mean, deserve this. We all want answers. And we all are different people. We're different people. This is the way I felt prompted. Big time. And still do. I can't read that. Change happens within, not without. Oh, that's good. I like that.
I think there is a confusion between the institution, the culture, the doctrine, and the religion.
And the people. A disconnect, maybe? Or outsiders. I know that. I mean, I know that now but I didn't know that then. And so I'm very grateful for and I've learned from me. Nobody told me how to feel or what to believe or swayed me one way or the other. And I'm going up. I'm always going to continue to learn. That's just pretty cool, you know? But nobody has made me feel any way, only I can make me feel whatever way. I could choose to either take offense to it and whatever, but it doesn't solve anything. I'll get frustrated. Yes, I do. I get frustrated. How about you? No. But I'm not a quitter. And I know that if it were any of you guys and you switched, you know, places with me, you'd be doing the same thing. I would hope. I know you would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
Don't need to happen anymore. I know. I done hung up on y'all and came back. But thank y'all. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate you. Jen appreciates you guys.
I love all of you guys tonight. I've just been
You
scrolling.
still do.
There's so many that I couldn't click on, or that there's a couple I accidentally hit. So I hope I didn't accidentally kick anyone out.
I'm gonna go straight to it, Tina. Tina Reddington. Poor thing.
No, that's the thing that sometimes is hard when people are, when you are getting the criticism.
You don't know.
It's hard to see the positive, and that's really what I had to start looking at with my channels. I had to stop being like, oh, all these people, because
persecution.
Yeah. And I was just gonna say that, and I was gonna make a video about that, because when you told me this, like, you always say like how like
that was crazy.
With like the nobody can tell you how to grieve, right?
Yeah.
When you said to me that that anyone that was Mormon, even ex-Mormons, we have a tendency to think
nobody pays attention to me. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
3 years now, guys. Nothing.
We feel persecuted. I was like, she is
scared.
So fucking right, because I
say that again. No, I'm bringing nobody right.
Other people that are ex-Mormons do that, and I'm like, yeah, we do it too.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we actually
you don't have to go into the technicalities.
But anyway, thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being here and actually running it while I was gone.
Just talking out of
Thank y'all so much. I'm gonna go back and read the comments like before, you know.
There's so many sweet ones.
Well, they're still in here, and I appreciate it. Even the ones that, you know, I'm okay with the opposition. I'm okay with that.
I didn't
as long as it's constructive, and then we can go from there. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Do it.
I didn't see any negative ones. I really didn't.
I didn't either, because I can't see.
Yeah, I didn't see any negative ones.
Awesome. Oh, you guys were amazing. I know we can do something. I know that we can.
You are.
We.
Keep on keeping on.
All of us. Right. Good night, guys. Thank y'all for being here for over 3 hours.
Remember who you are and what you stand for, and hopefully that's not fucking murder. Anyway.
Well, right. Love always wins, and I'll do it for KJ. Although I can't do it like KJ. Just keep on looking.